Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Ravencourt EU in-houses here, August 6th? August 6th, August 6th. It's a Sunday. Sunday, August 6th. God, I can't talk all of a sudden. We're in the Ravencourt EU in-houses. Hope you're all having a fantastic day. We're going to be checking out some of these games, as these players are still looking for their 5 wins to be eligible for the Captain's Draft happening on August 19th. That'll not be this Saturday, but the following. And we actually have a cooking stream that day, so I will do my best to communicate with the admins, see what they're going to be doing. I don't know if the casters will have any sort of hand in the... If they're going to do a draft show, I don't know what they're going to do. I'm going to bug some of the admins later today and see what they have planned for that. And if they don't have anything planned, then maybe I'll work with them and see if I can help out with the Captain's Draft, and then we'll do the cooking stream after. But either way, as I said, this is the Ravencourt EU in-houses. These are all custom games. These are all live games as well. They're lives. It's all happening live. No replays here, because I know you all love live games. And we're going to Towers of Doom for the first map. We've got 10 fantastic players here. We're going to see a bunch of wonderful Heroes of Storm players throughout today. And we're getting into our bans right now. It's going to be a Tracer and a Joanna to be banned away. Genji and Blaze are fairly and very popular in the Ravencourt EU in-houses, or just in EU in general. I feel they've been very popular, so that will be a Genji ban. Now we're going to Towers of Doom. This is a hot map for Dahaka. We could see a priority into him, or they get rid of Brightwing. Getting rid of the global factors are always really strong as well. That way you don't have the phase shift or the brush stock to deal with, but we'll have to see what is the worst of the evils, or what is the worst that they don't want to deal with. But okay. Alright. Well, the Junkrat's banned away. He's also very annoying to deal with on a map like this. A lot of poke potential, steel traps in the bushes, as well as displacement from the concussion mines and such. And Lucio first pick. Wall riding, push off, a little bit of poke here and there. Mobility is really strong. Love to see a Lucio to kick things off here on the first map of the day. First map that... Why does my mouse feel... My DPI just changed. Why is that? Why did that happen? That was weird. DPI got all jacked up, but it looks like that's all fine for now. Okay. Ooh. Hogger and Vala. We actually didn't get to see a lot of Hogger on Thursday when we were doing these in-houses. Hogger was kind of like perma-banned throughout those games, so yeah. It seems like we'll actually be able to see a Hogger bouncing around on Towers of Doom. I would really love the Horde to pick up a Dahaka here. I think Dahaka is fantastic for this map. And with the Sylvanas, that's great too. She's got great push potential. Really, a mind control Sylvanas is always good, but the Wailing Arrow seems to be the priority pick for a lot of these players. And they're not going to go for the Dahaka. They're not going to go for the global. Excuse me, sorry. I was an idiot and ate pizza for breakfast. They're going to be looking for the jet propulsion. And I mean, Blaze has a good wave clear. Grilling Kill is one of the best talents in the world, so we'll probably take that as well. Alright. Next ban phase. Going to need a main tank. Could get rid of a Nubarak. Nah, it's going to be Diablo. They don't want to deal with the Slam, the Jams, the Diablo Shadow Charge potential. What else are we looking to ban out here? Nubarak, maybe? Could be in a Nubarak ban if they don't want to deal with the Beetles. No, it's Anduin. They're going to focus on a healer here. So no Yoink ability, no potential save from that one. But you still have other healers with cleanse. I mean, Anduin's got his Leap of Faith baseline, but could go into Rhaegar at level 1, or excuse me, Rhaegar here. And at baseline, you have the Purge, so it's an available cleanse. Purification 7 is also a fun talent. Healing reduction. I mean, Brightwing's up and available. You have the Soothing Mist AoE. Yeah. That's a hard one, because like Brightwing's got great phase shift, burst healing. Rhaegar's just good overall, so it's just which healer do you want to lean into? And it's going to be this Brightwing. Okay. Varian as well, and a Chromie. I like the Chromie pickup here. Could have been a steal away from the Alliance side, but it still works out with the composition for the Horde. Muradin with a Stormbolt to lock people in place, plays off the CC that Blaze already provides. I like the idea of a Mind Control Sylvanas. You kind of go fishing for enemy heroes, and at level 20 with the Call of the Dark Lady, you can basically cast it every like 12, 13 seconds. I know it's a 15-second cooldown, but there's active cooldown, blah, blah, blah. So overall, I like the Horde draft here, and Hanzo rounds out the draft for the Alliance. I mean, this is great as well. You're going double auto attacker, but I do like the Hanzo for his mobility. Vala can chase things down. Overall, it's a good draft from both sides. Let's go ahead and get ourselves into the casting screen, and we'll start ourselves up a prediction of which team wins Towers of Doom. Okay. I feel like this happens all the time. I just finished my cup of tea as we load into the first game of the day. So I have nothing to drink for the first game of the day. Brilliant. Alrighty, chat. You know the dealio. The gamble has begun. If you'd like to get your channel points in, go ahead and do so. Which team is going to be winning Towers of Doom? Map number 1 here in the Raven Court EU in-houses. Thanks for joining me. Thanks for hanging out. If you're having a good time, be sure to follow. If you want to put some channel points on the line for which team wins, go ahead and do so now. If you're not following and you want some channel points to do so, you can follow and gets you like, what, 300, 500? But on the side of the Horde, on the right-hand side of our map, we are going to be seeing our Chromie played by Mai, Isker on this Lucio. We've got Sven jumping around on Muradin, Baz to play Sylvanas, and Philadelphia back on Blaze. To the left side of the map, the Alliance, backed by the Ravenlord, Maitri playing Hogger. We'll see Diablo on Hanzo, Lim to play Vala, Folk on Varian, and last but not least, Dar phase shifting with Brightwing. And Q build Hanzo at the start, by the way. Q build Hanzo, as you still have a minute on the gamble. So, target practice Hanzo needs to hit every enemy hero 3 times. If you hit everyone once, you get a 30% range increase. You hit everyone 3 times, you get the 100 extra damage. Now, why is that not working, Ash Mantle? Now, why is that not working? Why is everything breaking today? Why is everything awful? Vala gonna go auto attack at level 1. We'll keep an eye on her deaths to make sure, or just to at least keep you up to date on her stacking. Let's see, does this work? Okay, that works. Why doesn't the gamble thing work? I didn't get rid of it. No, that's super weird. I don't know why it doesn't work for Ash Mantle. Huh. I didn't change any settings on that one. Whatever. What's up, Zell? Time stop on to Vala. That will also be the time troubles with the armor reduction onto enemies, armor buff up to allies. Lucio still poking on to the enemy a little bit as the invade into the camp is going to be attempted. Hogger still rotating down from the top lane, but I think he's still just doing double soaks. This is just going to be given away, and the Horde does invade. Alliance can't step in. Hanzo trying to poke here and there and build up a stack or 2 on that level 1, but he doesn't have anything just yet. And I didn't expect anything to be finished out this early on. Maybe 1 stack to be finished out this early, but either way. No, thank you all for your channel predictions. I appreciate it. First objective phase going to be announced here. Still about 30 seconds to go. Actually, more than that, like 40 seconds to go until it's announced. At the 2-minute 30 mark in-game time. So we'll have level 4s on both sides. 8 stacks for Vala currently. No deaths yet on Towers of Doom map number 1. And Chromie has 11 stacks in her deep breathing. Sven chilling in the bush has a Stormbolt for the face of Folk. But this Varian's fine. He's not concerned whatsoever with any of the pressure applied across the map. Hogger will be able to soak up a bit more through mid. Nice little bounce, nice little trash. Staggering blow, pushing Philadelphia around. Hogger's still going, you know, trait on the prowl at level 1. You'll also see Hogger's joggers at level 4. Sven trying to apply the pressure to Folk, who's got a bit of a wiggle here. 1, 2, 3 sappers make their way into the fort front gate in the bottom lane, and that is going to be the first objective spawning as well. Vala vaulting forward does have that death dealer. Could see Acrobat at level 20. Death Dealer auto attack build with Acrobat actually is quite terrifying. There's a clip from actually a previous Ravencourt in-house. I'm not 100% sure what who the player was. Might gonna try and do something. I actually don't know where they were going. I guess they didn't have the spin off cooldown. And that'll be Hogger going down. First blood over to the Horde as they made a nice rotation into mid lane. Murd and Blaze will get the top left and right. Lucy are going to delay out the rotation over there. I don't think we're going to see the 40-0. But we're on the path for it. We're on the path for a 40-0. We do have Hogger respawned, working his way back in. Hey Becca, yeah, first game of the day. Welcome to the stream. Phase shift onto Hanzo. He's able to get away, but it is going to be the 40-0 dream on the horizon for the Horde here. Hanzo does pick up his level 4 explosive arrow, giving some extra... Oh, nice spin from my try. Nice little timing right there, anticipating a potential Stormbolt from Muradin. Lucio with the subwoofer level 4. Got her 7s up. We also will see the reverse amp from Lucio. Philadelphia pretty much ignoring Hogger in the top lane. An invade onto the camp, though, is going to yield the first kill for the Alliance as Vala wants to chase down this Chromie phase shift. Still coming through. And Vala, sustained damage is good. 32 stacks for her. No deaths just yet. I do want to point out Hanzo has 1 stack, but he also has the Dragon Hungers at level 7. Everyone knows this pairs extremely well into Flawless Technique at level 16, which nobody ever misclicks. Nobody ever misclicks Piercing Arrow or Giant Slayer. No, no, no. Chromie starts the camp. Time Trap set up in the rotation. We'll see if there's an invade from the Alliance. Folk sets up in the bush, and the Time Trap does see this, gets the stop. That's the armor reduction onto enemies. We'll see Sappers traded as we are into left and right. Objective phasings. These are typically traded out unless the Horde is truly going for a 40-0 dream. But based on their positioning, I think they just try and trade these. I don't think they look for that, for the elusive perfect game. Actually, no, they're just gonna trade these. These should just be traded.
Take the altars and put an end to the Gravekeeper.
I don't think Muradin... No way, no way, no. They tried. A good attempt, but it is still 24 to 36 in core HP. We cycle through the other numbers as we are into the 10 talent tiers and just about a half a level for both of these teams. Blaze with a little clear into top lane up against Hogger. A big rotation down into the bottom lane. Folk is going to be met with a temporal loop. Is there any sort of soothing mist from Brightwing? Doesn't even matter. Folk is still doing just fine. There's the soothing mist towards the end of this disengagement. Hanzo poking here and there. Sven! It's blasted by an arrow. Vala steps in and will be traded. Oh, man, it's a 2-for-1. Hanzo gets that last kill, and Lucio has to speed away. He's getting a little low right there. He's got some healing over time from the well, but could have been a little hairy in that moment. But that will be Vala's first death. As you can see on the bottom of your screen, she'll have still 20% on her Gambit, though. 20% still available on the Gambit. 3 apiece in deaths. A little stagger into the top lane up against the Blaze, and Hogger's doing fine over here. Sapper Camp up in top lane in 30. Sapper Camp's in the bottom, up in about 20 to 30 seconds, left and right. Both use the overpower. Did go into the Warbringer at level 10. Has that ally charge available. Double Stormbolt from Sven gets the piercing value. This is that double objective phase coming up here in the middle and bottom of Towers of Doom. And our 13 talent tiers about a level away for both these teams as we set up.
Be swift, hero.
Actually, it's even closer for the side of the Alliance. Sorry, I thought they were way closer together in experiences. 3-3 and those kills. Brightwing gets delayed out by Chromie and Blaze. Sylvanas gets the channel on the bottom of the map, and I don't think there's another Twin Flame to blow. Oh my god, yes, there is a Twin Flame to delay her out. Phase shift forced by Brightwing into Vala, so this is a real big contested objective area. Vala gets 1 stack on that Creed of the Hunter. Is that her first or second? That's her first, so she's at 1%. No delay onto Brightwing, and we'll see Bell Towers traded, but it is still 20 to 32 in core HP, favoring the side of the Horde. Bit of clear in mid. Wait for those 13s to come through. Hanzo almost done with his target practice. Probably needs to hit Blaze a bunch of times. I would guess it's Blaze. So let's break the game and find out. It is Blaze. Actually, only need to hit Blaze one more time. Phase shift onto Varian. Unfortunately, he's still going to get picked off by the Chromie. Muradin, Dwarf tossing in, looking to chase out the enemies. And Lucio speeding away as well. This sapper camp will be quickly cleared out. Another objective phase coming through, but this will be a single altar in the bottom of the map. Hogger trying to shove up some sappers, but Blaze got decent clear of that in the lane. Meanwhile, back in bottom, those other sappers did go into the fort here. Want to check really quickly if Savannah says black arrows available. Yes, she does, and she'll activate those right now. Diving underneath the tower, getting the double haunting wave with a Windrunner. Lucio with a push-up. Does he have heavy casters? No, actually he doesn't, so... Doesn't have a stun from his push-up, but Hanzo nicely gets a kill, or at least sets up a kill for Vala with that Dragon's Arrow. Not Dragon Strike, Dragon's Arrow. With the single altar up fairly soon, no center teleport up and available. We're only 9.5 minutes into the map. Usually that pops around 12 minute 30. So I do believe this will be our altar going over to the side of the Alliance. They'll get 4 shots into the enemy team. Don't think they'll be able to convert this bell tower in time. There's a lot of poke damage from Chromie and not enough quick siege onto the bell tower. So Brightwing backs away, Varian sets up in the bush, and this is 4 shots into the core of the Horde, down to 28 core HP. Alliance on 20 currently. Shockwave out from Hogger, unfortunately not getting the connection they were looking for. Still, Hanzo needs to get one more Q onto that Blaze. It's gotta be so frustrating. I mean, when I play Hanzo and I go Q build, trying to get that last stack can be very frustrating. It's like, please, just walk into my arrow. And very much appreciated. Mortal Wound for Varian at level 13, by the way. There's Hanzo getting the last stack, so he's got the 100 extra damage. Temporal Loop onto onto Vala, gonna try and reset her, or reduce some of her stacking, but it doesn't matter. They still get a double kill into Varian and Brightwing. Nicely done as Baz locks down the towers with these black arrows. Top lane Blaze has to go clear this out. A good wave has been shoved into the fort. We'll see bottom lane being the new priority again. Sylvanas, we're just checking really quickly. She did just use her black arrows. Those will be up in 23 seconds. Speaking of things coming up, we will have a triple objective phase. Top left and right and bottom of the map. And I believe that was Vala's second death. No, that was still her first death. So she's down to 25%. She's down to 20% bonus attack speed, only with 1% on her Creed of the Hunter. Philadelphia won't scout this out. We're going to see a bottom lane bell tower traded for 4 shots. The assumption is that it will be a 10 to 3 trade, which is realistically a 10 to 7 trade with the boss that was just grabbed. I don't see a world where the Horde gets all 3 of these, but if they get a couple kills in bottom lane, that might be actually the case. Granted, Brightwing does come through and helps out, so... Yeah, as I said, I expect this to go over the side of the Horde, the right side to go to the Horde. My try is doing something very interesting over here. Needs to be careful. Actually, Muradin's going to start rotating up with Lucio. As Hogger's pressuring Blaze out. Blaze forced to tap well. Varian right behind the Lucio. Brightwing gets the channel on the left-hand side, as I had mentioned. Actually, she's delayed out by Lucio currently. He's going to try and be a bit of a pest right now. Blaze healing up in the bush on the top right. Phase shift from Brightwing bolsters the health of Varian, and there's the trade, as I had mentioned. So it's 10 to 7, counting the boss from earlier. Temporal Loop onto Vala. Hanzo gets a Dragon Arrow from mid lane, sets up big play for the Vala here. She was the one who looked like she was in trouble, but is absolutely fine. Double kill played off of Hanzo's Dragon Arrow. Varian charges onto a Blaze who gets a jet propulsion away. Sven drops the Stormbolt.
Heroes,
Ixer's Lucio is so annoying.
That leads to the battleground center. Use it well.
How you doing today, bud? Okay. Bottom lane reconverted back over to the side of the Alliance. And we got ourselves a singular bell tower in the center. It's 10 to 21 in core HP. Boss is going to be up in 3 minutes. So it's about 16 minutes and, I don't know, 16 minutes, 15 seconds in game time, something like that. That's around the time when boss will be back up. But of course, we know that boss will be back up with that global F. Now, we have to remind Lobber here and there that there's that global announcement as well, but just kidding. Just kidding. A little bit of pressure on Javala. Actually, a little bit of poke on Javala. Doesn't get a kill. We're going to have a bit of a pause here. I'm going to go ahead and pull us out of the game. And we will jump out really quickly, and let's go ahead and see what is the issue. We'll find out what the issue is going to be, and then we'll get back into our map number 1. Thanks to everyone for hanging out with me and checking out the games. Thanks for hanging out. Looks like we already have a ready request coming back in. Readies. Let's get ourselves back into the game. The countdown should begin in just a second. Oh, no countdown. Oh, no countdown. Awkward. Oh, there's the countdown from the opposing side. Muradin with the dwarf launch at level 16. Little extra range on that one. Temporal loop into Hogger. Phase shift from Brightwing will come through. There's an immediate jet propulsion from Blaze. Soothing Mist out from Brightwing. Vala picks up another level 1 Creed of the Hunter stack. Hogger's first to fall. Varian to go down as well. The bunker is fantastic from Blaze. And Hanzo can just not get far enough away. Vala, she's going to try and back off with some blink heals from Brightwing. But 4 more shots will go into the core of the Raven Lord. We actually see Vala. We don't see it because I was looking at damage. I didn't think anyone was going to die right there. Vala will be the one going down. 4 kills in favor of the Horde. That boss is up in a minute 50. It's not game ending. And let's see what our next objective phasing will be. 6 HP remains on the side of the Alliance. Getting mid lane could be huge. The death timers are kind of long. Still, I mean, well, 10 seconds or so. Vala with 25. I wonder if they do try and push into mid lane a little bit. Not sure what the game plan is. Unfortunately, we got another pause coming through. Sorry about this, everybody. Sorry about this. We do have another pause. 2 minutes. We have a 2-minute pause for a reason. I don't know why, but I guess we do. So there's that. Well, I guess we'll just bathroom and why not go make a sandwich while you're at it? Why not? Why not just make a sandwich while you're doing that as well? Go grab a drink. I could. I guess I could. I'm afraid they're gonna start the game and like it's not gonna actually be 2 minutes and they're gonna start the game. We'll see. I'll be back. I guess I'll go get a drink too. Oh, well, would you look at that? Yeah, would you look at that? I knew it would happen. Of course it's gonna happen. Oh, give me 2 seconds. Oh well, that's whatever. That's whatever. Well, we're back into it. Objective phase is here. We've got a bottom lane. Single altar that Sylvanas looks like she'll be able to get without being contested. Alright. 1 HP in a dream. Boss is up. You hear that laugh? Boss is up. Well, one sapper could be shoved in through the bottom lane. Boss could be the W. Oh, they're turning things around all of a sudden. Big U-turn. Big U-turn, but I think they see Lucio and everyone in the mid lane, so they're like, all right, well, which are we gonna deal with? Unfortunately, Vala gets caught out right there. Hogger's showing in bottom lane. They start the boss, and this is going to be map number 1 of the day. Going over to the side of the Horde. Oh, wait, hold on. We're not going to call it just yet temporal loop. No, I'm just kidding. I don't think there's a way that they even get onto this point in time. So there it is, ladies and gentlemen. Map number 1 goes over to the side of the Horde. A singular strike to end the game. Thanks for the follow, Sai. Which team wins Towers of Doom? It was the Horde. The Horde did win. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, into the Raven Court EU in-houses. My name is Bahamut. On the left-hand side, we have the Alliance. On the right, it is going to be the Horde, and we are going to Garden of Terror for map number 2 of the day. Thanks for hanging out. Hope you're having a good day. Lurking, chatting, all that good stuff, hopping around streams, but we're going to Garden. We'll see if there's going to be any sort of priority into the heroes that, well, have been making big waves in the Raven Court in-houses. We could see, once again, you know, Genji, Blaze. These are all heroes that have been prioritized quite a bit. Brightwing's looking pretty good. Junkrat's had a lot of bans. Hogger would probably... I anticipate a Hogger ban, unless one of the teams is leaning for that. Maybe the first pick team, our Horde players, are looking for a Hogger potentially. Gonna get rid of the Dahaka. Don't want to deal with the global from him. Makes sense. This could just be a Hogger right out the gate. Junkrat's really annoying to deal with as well. No, they're going to get rid of the Genji. All right, no Cybernetic Ninja for Garden of Terror to jump around. It's really, like, I mean, we could... I don't know if we have any target bans yet for today. There's no Sven in here, so we're not going to see any Viking bans, I don't think. I don't mind the Sylvanas ban. I think that's a nice heads-up ban just to get rid of her push potential. Lucio gone as well, so Blaze, Hogger. I'd like to see a Hogger first pick from the Horde, personally. Yeah. Hogger soloing camps, easy. EdZ, PedZ, no problems with that one. Though, what else are we going to be getting, though? What do they want to start with on the side of the Alliance? That's the one thing I am uncertain about. Okay. It's a Brightwing Leoric. So you could go for an early Anduin. Grab the early Anduin so that way it's not going to be banned out, so you have the Yoink from the Entombs. I actually really like the idea of that, just to be able to keep everything safe. Keep everybody safe from the Entomb Wombos, or at least one person, or 2 post-level 16, so that's an option as well. But not sure exactly what they want to lean into. I'd like to see the Anduin and... Oh. Alright, they're going to go into a Joanna as well. I don't think Anduin has a Horde skin, but technically they were drafting an all Horde team. I don't think Anduin has a Horde skin, though. Bahamut, what is the tattoo on your shoulder? Looks like colored. Can you show? Yes, it is a dark mark from Harry Potter. It is a dark mark. How you doing today, Baz? Nice previous game. Nicely done. I believe you played Sylvanas, if I remember correctly. Nicely done. Diablo, Mephisto band. Don't mind those at all. I do not mind those whatsoever. Mephisto really annoying to poke here and there. Durance of Hate's also a good kind of catch-all into the enemy. Consumed Soul has been picked up on this map from time to time for a delay around the objective. And also, I mean, the reset at level 20 can be kind of big, but I don't think we see a lot of people play that. It's usually going to be Mimic at level 20. Oh, we'll have a Murd and Hanzo. I don't mind this at all. Oh, sorry, I was talking about, like, Towers of Doom. Sorry, my brain went back to Towers of Doom for a second. But Garden of Terror still, I mean, Mephisto still Consumed Soul you can go for on this map. Your brother got tattooed from neck to toe with demons and stuff. Ooh, nice. Nice. I wish I had the thousands upon thousands of dollars to do that, but I barely can pay my bills. I don't even think I can pay my bills at this point. We're just struggle busing left and right. It's more or less like when you go bowling and you leave the guides up, so you just bounce off the walls until you make it, hopefully, and hit a couple pins. Sergeant Hammer, though, for Garden of Terror, not bad whatsoever. This is a pretty decent Protect the Hammer composition on the side of the Horde. I like that a lot. Last pick, though, for the Alliance, going to be a Falstad. Gonna have a global, gonna have poke ability with this. Bumpers, yes, the bumpers. Thank you. I could not think of the word of it. Alrighty, well, that is your draft. Lo, go ahead and swap us over to the casting screen. I will get a prediction written up, and when we get to the game, I will start it. Took longer than just... Oh, it's whatever, dude. Attendance is not mandatory. It's always appreciated. Thanks for being here. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for lurking and chatting, chat. Appreciate it. Hope you're all having a good Sunday. Hopefully we can provide you some fun content as we are here into Garden of Terror, map number 2 of the day. On the right-hand side, we're looking at the Horde here. We've got Diablo. I'm just going to go Diablo for ease. Playing Cassia, Dar on Anduin, Nero bounce around with Hogger, Wit on Joanna, and Dark playing Sergeant Hammer. To the west of the map, we have the Alliance, MGQB, or just MG for short. I believe is going to be playing the Leor... No, is going to be playing the Falstead. We've got Philadelphia on Leoric, NZ, face shifting with Brightwing, Folk to play Muradin, and Mr. Tycho. Mr. Tycho will be on the Hanzo. Yes, okay, I did have, I think, some of those right. Maybe some of them wrong. There is a gamble, though, going on right now. You still have a minute to get your predictions in. Which team will win or lose? I guess that's a way to look at it. Which team's going to win? Here on Garden of Terror, level 1s are shown at the bottom of the screen if that does influence. Sergeant Hammer immediately sets up in the top lane, throws out some Widow Mines. Hogger here with a staggering blow, or at least his mace ready to bop people back who step in. But 50% of the tower does go down. Sergeant Hammer level 1, advanced artillery. We got about 1,000 on the Alliance and about 2K on the Horde. Can't blame you for voting for the correct team. Falstead will be going Gathering Storm at level 1. It's going to be building up those stacks against enemy heroes. Gets the bolster or the jump in damage at the 30 mark. And it is an uncapped quest, much like Cassia's Thunderstroke at level 1 is an uncapped quest. Always lurking if I can't be here. Oh, I appreciate that, bud. Thanks for the lurks. Phase shift onto Folk. Just keeping that HP good. Nero gets a bounce into the enemy team, cancels it early. Might have been having a bad bounce out towards even further into the enemy team, so canceling it early as a Stormbolt. Hits Wit, just trying to make it through the fort front gate. Little scatter from Hanzo, picks up a few stacks into the bush. And Cassia still soaks up the bottom lane. First objective will be spawning here in about a minute. We'll have the announcement at 2 minutes, the contest at 2:30. This is one of the few maps in Heroes of Storm where the objective timers are shorter than the standard 2:30 and 3-minute objective contest. Much like Dragonshire, Blackheart's Bay, as well as Brax's Holdout, Garden of Terror has an earlier or a different objective timer. What's up, Gatto? Happy Sunday. Hope you're doing well. Congratulations again on the awesome commission from Bowers. Can't wait to see the fully finished product, but the little things I saw here and there looking awesome. It's on my business only. Okay. Another bruiser camp. Actually, I believe that was the first bruiser camp. Nice staggering blow into Mr. Tycho. I don't think they're going to find a kill into them. I think Mr. Tycho is absolutely fine. Sergeant Hammer blasting through top lane with the help of this camp. Does give that 20 spell armor so long as you're inside that little circle. Murden with a dwarf toss out. Cassia goes down to the right for the camp. She's going for the camp. They're ignoring the objective. The real objective is shove a camp with Sergeant Hammer. That's the real objective right now. Siege Giants are bottom lane. Cassie on 7 stacks, but that's not really her fault for missing skill shots or anything like that. Cassia hasn't really been 1v1ing too much. She actually releases the camp. Doesn't want to miss any soak in the bottom lane. Okay. Gets 50% of the camp. Joanna starts working on the objective. Wit with not a whole lot of mana nor HP. MGQB actually I feel like could just flow. Oh. If MGQB goes in with a barrel roll hammering, they could kill Wit. That was a little nerve-wracking right there. Couple free stacks for MGQB. My apologies. Missed the kill onto Anduin over here. Manduin will fall. Nero trying to get a bounce out. Doesn't get a good continued bounce. Cancels it early. Good scatter from Hanzo. Finishes out his level 1. And a bit of a wiggle from Philadelphia, or from Nero. No Stormbolt from Folk to connect. Camp still 50%. Objective actually unchanneled right now. Falstad was poking that out. And Diablo and MG want to soak up bottom lane once again. Pushing up for level 10. But we still got 2.5 levels to go for both these teams, as it's been 1-0 in kills early on. As a reminder, these objectives have global vision, so enemies around them are seen when they're channeling, so Murden knew that Joanna was on it already. So you can see right here when Sergeant Hammer starts to hover into range. Right Wing did go Dream Shot level 4. Ooh, gonna be going into Sticky Flare at level 7 as well. We could see Hush later on. Oftentimes when you go into this many Dream Shot or Arcane Flare talents, typically leaning into that Hush later on as well for the silence at the center. But I believe you're trading Critterize at that point. I believe that is the trade talent-wise. If you're gonna go for Hush, you're gonna be giving up Critterize, which is the armor reduction from Polymorph. And that one's a big one. Let's double check and see how wrong I am. Oh, I wasn't wrong at all. Haha. I'm a genius. Hey, what's up, Kat? Happy Sunday to you. Happy Monday to those who live in further time zones. We're doing our best today. Neo's still plating for Sergeant Hammer with the siege tactics. Or I guess siege tactics for the Neo steel plating for Sergeant Hammer. Always mix up those two. And another seed will be spawning here on the top left of the map. There's the announcement for it. 30 seconds to go on that one while Sergeant Hammer pushes up bottom lane with some siege giants. Murden hits level 10. He's got the piercing on his Stormbolt as well. And his cooldown reduction from autos. Avatar, Dragon Arrow, Entomb, and Blink heals. When I saw that Leoric earlier on in the draft, that's what I was thinking. Okay, Anduin before the ban phase, and of course they did get the Anduin, so we'll expect the Glyph of Faith later on at level 16 for Anduin. Until then, just want to make sure that they're not going to burn that Leap of Faith on a target that could get out. Like Hogger, for example, can just spin out of the objective, or excuse me, will spin out of the Entomb. Murden's got Dwarf Toss. So things like probably Anduin, or excuse me, Cassia or Sergeant Hammer are probably going to be the targets of a Leap of Faith for that Entomb lockdown. I'm sorry, Falstead, what did you take at level 10? I'm sorry, Falstead, what did you just take at level 10? Hinterland's Blast for Falstead, no Gust. So it's the Electric Cell with Entomb and Hinterlands. Yeah, the Electric Cell. We'll call it that. That sounds brilliant on my end. 1-1 in seeds, no potential Garden Terror. I do want to point out Sergeant Hammer did go Napalm Strike at level 10. Level 20, if you don't go Ultra Capacitors, you basically have 100% uptime on the delay. Phase shift onto MG from NZ. Looks like this will be Falstad okay for the time being. And Sergeant Hammer with Hover Siege level 7 is going to be working their way into this bottom lane, just opening up the map slowly. But there are continual little pokes at the enemy team structures. Avatar activated by Muradin. We have the Ball Lightning from Cassia. Hogger comes in with a staggering blow, but can't get the stun into the wall onto Muradin. Avatar still active for him. Does have those block stacks from level 1. That's why you see the little 75 next to his name with the little sword, because it's physical stacks, or physical block. A little bit of poke from Falstad. 41 stacks on his Gathering Storm. Muradin seems to have kind of zoned back Hogger on the top of our screen. Sergeant Hammer stuck by the fort front gate. And Mr. Tycho is going for the channel. Can anyone get here in time? Yes, there's trash thrown out by Hogger. Nira is able to delay that out. Hanzo's still poking here and there with a Q. And a nice Sonic Arrow into the bush to scout out the enemy team. More simple geometry value, or more scatter value. Leo goes to mid lane to soak up for 13 talent tier. Still haven't seen a Hinterland's Blast from Falstad. Piercing Bolt onto 2. Gotta hit 4 heroes to get the full reset. Hits 2 right there. Gets a 60-second cooldown off the 120. Ball Lightning from Cassia onto a couple enemies, but Brightwing's got some blink heals, and it's okay for now. Muradin a little bit low. As I mentioned, he has the block at level 1, so no third win for extra healing. Meanwhile, Muradin may try and sneak the channel. Falstad pulls the Widow Mines. He's actually going to be in a position to throw a good old hammering out, get some extra stacking. And that'll be 2 out of 3 seeds to the side of the Alliance as they have a decent wave pushing the top lane onto the fort front gate. And it doesn't look like anyone else needed to reset. Falstad, he's about 50% on his mana. Got some mana overtime coming through. Sergeant Hammer resieges in bottom to try and push back Hanzo and the wave. Siege Tactics activated. Or Neo Steel Plating actually activated. Good stun from Anduin, and Sergeant Hammer blasts through Hanzo's health bar. 1-1 in kills overall as more poke from the Hammer Rain coming out. 63 stacks for Falstad as Brightwing does phase shift down here. Looks like Hogger is going to be able to get this objective for free. Seems like the Alliance wants to dissuade the Horde from continuing to push this bottom lane with Sergeant Hammer. And Sergeant Hammer getting poked at by Brightwing and Falstad with these hammerings, these arcane flares. Leap of Faith will be forced. There's a Hinterland's Blast coming out, and the Entomb will catch Sergeant Hammer. The tank can't go anywhere. Light Bomb activated onto Hammer, but she will fall before it's gonna get the stun. Joanna drops a Blessed Shield back into the enemy team, but it doesn't actually connect onto anyone. And Hogger gets the channel, delayed once by Hanzo. So Hogger delayed by Hanzo. Muradin's here to potentially get the seed for the team. Oh, bottom lane fort unfortunately can't be saved. I thought they might be able to get the clear onto that siege giant before the last rock was thrown. MG gets a phase shift again from Brightwing from that bottom. Leo still trying to clear out the wave here. And Falstad looking for a channel, but Hogger's just above with a little bit of harassment. Little Stormbows onto Nero, who's just trying to once again throw some trash, throw some easy throw dynamites with the dense blasting powder. Sergeant Hammer's gonna get... Whoa! Falstad, Hanzo get a beautiful combo together, and it's Falstad who gets the last auto attack. Hogger is dead for the next 33 seconds, and if they can find another kill, the Alliance could get the objective, but Dar with the channel is interrupted by a Sonic Arrow and the Arcane Flare. But of course, this trickle-in experience will yield 16 talent here to the side of the Alliance, and I think this is going to be Garden Terror over to them. Sergeant Hammer with one more delay. Joanna's already broke it off to bottom lane, so that was, yeah, one delay from Sergeant Hammer, and I think that was just to let players get into respective lanes for defensive timings. Joanna clears out bottom lane, trying to push things back a little bit. Garden Terror descends as far as your current wave. So Joanna clearing bottom is huge because this is where the Garden Terror now spawns, creating a little bit more room for the allies. Actually, really, really good call from Joanna. Not 100% sure if that was the intended quick rotation down there, but it was a good call if Wit was actually leaning in for that. Top lane fort will fall, and Entomb onto Hogger. He goes down as well. Unable to spin out of that one. Looks like it might have been on cooldown. Folk gonna get poked at here and there. Another Chastise coming out. Dragon's Arrow and Hinterlands doesn't get a kill. Burns some heroic utilities. Zones back the enemy just a touch. But this top lane keep is going to be falling here. Garden Terror in bottom lane is about 50%. They lose HP every single time they auto-attack. So let's actually take a look down here in bottom lane. What is being gained? Falstead quickly flies down, and we'll be able to clear this out. Oh no, sorry, I completely read it backwards, sorry. God, it's a day. This actually amplifies the siege a little bit here. It won't confirm the fort, but hey, they opened up the map a little bit further for their team. Fort front gate is down. That's less retreat areas, or less retreat paths for the Sergeant Hammer. Could look to chase her down more consistently. Alright, let's see. Our next seed will be spawning where? We don't have the marker on the map just yet. Catapult in top lane is dealing some decent damage. 228, so it's 456, I think? Something like that, 456. Into structures. Muradin trying to poke onto Dark here. Folk unable to pressure the Sergeant Hammer. And has to Dwarf launch out. Has that level 16. 5-1 in kills. Hoggers managing top lane fairly fine. Falstad getting a Siege Giant camp. Muradin, I think he was seen by those Widow Mines really quickly. Pretty sure he's seen by the Widow Mines. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he was. I'll just eat this damage, whatever. No Stormbolt connection, has to Dwarf launch away, a little afraid of the collapse from the enemy team. And actually, his own allies are right around the corner. Falstead has Hinterlands, actually just about every heroic's off cooldown except for Blessed Shield. And Ball Lightning, but I believe it was just used onto Muradin, and he broke the connection. Siege Giants in mid. Oh, hold on, Wit getting chased. No Blessed Shield still. Throws out a Shield Glare, has the Zealous Glare, as well as the Holy Renewable level 16. Muradin getting bopped back by Sergeant Hammer. No entrenched from her. Or no, Concussive Blast? What's the 13? Is it no, it's entrenched. Now I'm doubting myself again. What is it? Where are you? It is entrenched. God, I need to stop doubting myself so much. Alright, well, Hanzo's gonna land a beautiful arrow into the enemy team. Falstead gets only 2 hits with his Hinterlands Blast. Only 2 hits, so he's 50% cooldown. 48 to go on that one. Hanzo's scattering here and there. Leorc is with the Ominous Wraith and Royal Focus level 13, 16. There is also the Hush from Brightwing, as I mentioned earlier in the game. Another scatter to delay things out. Muradin getting pulled and bopped around, it looks like. Piercing Arrow from Hanzo gets a lot of good poke around these objective areas with all these corridors. And this can be given. This can absolutely be given. They don't need to fully fight over this on the side of the Alliance. The Horde would only be at 2 out of 3 seeds, but of course, denying that 2 out of 3 seed or the advantage to an enemy team would be a smart call. Joanna finds a flank. Blessed Shield is just off a cooldown. Does she go for it at max range? No. But the Horde will get a 2nd out of 3 seed. Could see a Garden Terror going over to them. There is a Siege Giant camp up and available on the top right of the map. I'm just trying to check camp timers really quickly as we jump around here. More blasting from Sergeant Hammer. Whoa, Leorc is just running right at Anduin. They want to take down Anduin. They have Call of the Wild Hammer at level 20. All it does is double the range. Well, it doubles the range and it gives 25% more damage, but I don't know if it's really worth it, man. It's more range and 25% more damage, but
Where to gather it?
Yeah, I don't know. Feels like, I don't know, it feels a little memey. Feels a little memey, this game, with the electric cells, I've been calling it. See, the Horde down 20 talent tier. I think they give this objective, look for 20s, and fight over the next one. And hope that the next objective also will be on their side of the map. This one will be spawning in the top center. Cassia, Pokenet, Brightwing, and the Siege Giant camp in bottom lane. Mid lane fort will go down. Enough minions here and enough siege between Hanzo, Leoric, and Muradin. Falstead with the clear around the camp, or the objective. I can't believe we have a Call of the Wild Hammer game. Like, it's just so ridiculous. Like, so ridiculous. Oh, man. Okay, 20s are here. It is Ultra Capacitors for the Hammer. Infinite Ball Lightning on Cassia. Inner Fire on Anduin. Hogger is no control. And Radiating Faith for Joanna. What does Call of the Wild Hammer do? It doubles the range and increases the damage by 25%. That's it. Double the range and deals 25% more damage. Yeehaw, partner. Alright, Hogger gets a clear into top. Hey, this actually is a really good spawn location for the side of the Horde. Muradin goes in. Brightwing phase shifts in as well to help out. It's actually, let's listen to the Horde comms, if I can jump in them quick enough. Sorry, just give me 1 second. I'm trying to figure out who's on what side. There we go.
Oh, okay. Walk up for the murder.
You have to push the lane a bit with Hogger. We have to play slow here.
Yeah, it looks good right now. Just keep doing this. We have split pressure top. They have to force on us. Can you start channeling with Handed?
No, we need Hogger close now.
Might get entombed.
The Mura.
Kill Mura? Yeah, he's gonna TP on him.
I need help. Okay.
Brightwing. Looks shit. Should retreat.
Well, of course, I cast a Curse the Horde right there, and I jump in their comms. They all die except for Hogger. Well, maybe not, because Muradin might have the chase down onto him. Yeah, that's, sorry about that, sorry about that, players.
Team kill!
Sorry about that. I jump in their comms, I cast a Curse them by getting in there, and that is going to be a full team wipe in favor of the Alliance. And I don't know if they're going to try and end right here. Leoric's positioning is leading me to believe death timers are still like, I don't know, 20 to 30 seconds between the vast majority. Hogger a lot longer. So yeah, it does look like with Sergeant Hammer still 15 seconds away, this is going to be game number 2. Garden of Terror going over to the side of the Alliance. I think we're going to go 1-1 in our best of whatever. We keep score of the game for funsies, because why not? And yes, ladies and gentlemen, with a turn of tables, that is going to be the map. I don't like to say this, but apparently Hinterland's Blast, OP.
Team kill!
OP. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Raven Court EU houses. My name's Bahamut. On the left-hand side, we've got the Alliance. On the right, it's the Horde. If you're still with us after the 2 restarts of the stream, I appreciate it. If not, I completely understand that you don't want to watch a streamer whose stream is inconsistent, because that is exactly the case. We're here in Inferno Shrines for the 3rd map of the day. Some new players that we're going to be seeing here, and we'll jump into an Infernal Shrines draft in just a little bit. We're going to first see a few bands, and then we'll get into our map number 3. Map number 3 draft will start once we figure out what we're gonna get rid of here. It's gonna be what? Genjis? Probably. Blazes? Probably not. We actually have a Blaze ban, so no Blaze for this map. Junkrat's often a priority on maps like this because your poke. Stukov's really strong here, but these teams often like something that has a cleanse, and flailing swipe's not enough for them, so Stukov doesn't pop up that much in the Raven Court in-houses, I feel. Excuse me. What else is there? Alex draws has some good synergies with like Mephisto and Stitches if people want to go that route. Not sure what these players want to do. Not sure what these players want to do. No Diablo. Alright, wouldn't be surprised for first pick Genji, but we're gonna be leaning to it Joanna instead. Grabbing her to be able to group up minions, group up these skeletal defenders. Some sort of burst wave clear is always good with her. Like a mage like Kael'thas, Jaina. Hanzo can be picked up with her as well. With his explosive arrow level 4. But unfortunately that is going to be a pickup for the side of the Horde. We could see Dragon Strike with Entomb. Kind of get the Pretz 11. The Pretz 11, sure. Pretz 11 for the side of the Horde, as the Alliance will grab one more character, or 2 more characters before this ban phase. I mean, the Anduin's not a bad ban, but they're going to go for hypermobility. Hypermobility from the side of the Alliance. I'm so fucking tilted. Honestly, either team could look for... I would kind of anticipate healer bans from both sides, but it's going to be the Anduin ban from the right. We could see a tank ban from the left-hand side. We could see like an Anub'arak ban. Anub'arak often is a good shutdown on hypermobility with a cocoon, and then you step past it, but they're going to get rid of Brightwing, so it will be a double healer ban for this phase. I'm going to get a Hanzo Leoric and what? I like the Anub'arak. I feel like Muradin won't have the lockdown. Varian's a consideration for taunts onto Genji and stuff. Go like Varian Chromie if they really wanted. Mephisto's still up and available for a map like this too. Oh, it's gonna be Malthael Ana, so nano boosted Malthael maybe? Nano boosted Malthael, hyper carry Hanzo? Or are they doing like main tank Leoric or something? I don't know. I don't know what they're going to be leaning into. Your streams are super consistent, though. Yeah. I guess. I don't know.
The light abandons no man.
Oh, I wonder if they took the Uther as a deny. I wonder if they were going to go for, like, main tank Uther at the end right here. That's actually very plausible. That's actually pretty plausible that they're going to lean into an Uther here. I guess you could go like Rhaegar. Rhaegar's not awful. He's not like a main tank by any means, but Rhaegar with like Lightning Shield wouldn't be too bad onto the Malthael. Hypercarry Hanzo with a Mal'Ganis. Hypercarry Hanzo with a Mal'Ganis. Okay. Alright. Well, we'll get into the cast, everybody. Alright. Infernal Shrines. There's your gamble. If you want to gamble. On the left-hand side, we have got the members of the Alliance. We're seeing Captain Rex playing Uther, Ultralist to be playing Maiev, Holpaka playing Genji, Marl Kark's on this Dahaka, and dead inside, like us all, on Joanna. For the right-hand side, we have the Horde. We have Maitri on Leoric. We've got playing Mephisto, or Malthiel, or, oh my god, Mal'Ganis. Malthiel to be played by Kier. Isker on Ana, and Nano to play Hanzo.
5, 4,
Fire Grenade level 1 for Ana.
2,
And Aisha's Memento for this Maiev. She'll be able to get some camps quite quick with that one with the bounce. Also good for the objective phasing. Enhanced agility for Dahaka. Not going to be a beefy boy, just going to be able to move through the map quite quickly. Genji's level 1, pretty standard, the agile dismount. Sleep Dart to follow up the sleep, so they're going sleep on top of sleep so far in this map. Umbra Bind will pull Kier out of position. He's going to get dragged by Dahaka, and First Blood will go over to the side of the Alliance as Uther almost gets sniped by Nano, but the healing is just enough, and he'll stay alive. Genji tries to dive onto his brother. Ultralist coming in here as well. A very low Captain Rex needs to try him back. Well, actually, no. He wants to run right into this. Buy a grenade from Ana, providing some really good healing debuff. Unfortunately, the healing dart right there was just a little too late, and Joanna gets the second kill, the Alliance with a double kill early on. If that does sway your voting. We got a Malthiel. Kier breaks off to immediately start getting in the camp on the right. Ultralist will activate Naisha's Memento. You'll actually see the bounce from the units, I do believe, right? Unless it was utilized during the team fight at the beginning. But it's a low cooldown, right? Or is it just a... No, it's an activated. Yeah. So it was I think it was actually activated during the objective, or the last team fight. Either way, we'll have Impaler camps for mid lane. First Punisher, Arcane for the mid lane. Opaka on this point. We've got Marl Karkson with a drag onto Kier once again. A Biotic Grenade down from Ana, reducing healing into the enemy squad as Kier will be picked off. A huge Fellclaw and Night Rush into the enemy team. Maitri, they are just doing their best to rip and tear through the enemy team. And looks like Dead Inside will also fall here. It's a 3-for-1. You can't be too upset about that. 3 kills a little bit later on are going to yield more experience. You can actually see the heroic experience breakdown is about a bit 300 difference. And nice little self-cleanse from Maitri against Marl Karks with that drag. Impaler camp still poking onto the wave, and Leoric will go to top lane to soak things up. Kier's already rotated to the right-hand side. 71 stacks, by the way, for Silver Touch on Uther. Not too bad. Genji, Shirk, and Mastery on 7 and Rising as he's poking at Leoric in top lane. More Fan and Knives with the Blade Dance at level 4. Hanzo, Explosive Arrow, level 4 as well. Malthiel, Kier going to be going Black Harvest. So you're going to have the Reaper Mark duration increased by 2 seconds. What is the baseline? Is it 2 seconds baseline? Are we doubling these things? Where is... It's the Death Shroud. Reaper's Mark for 4 seconds. So you're increasing it by 50% up to 6. Okay. Arcane Punisher for the mid lane as the Sapper, or the camps would be grabbed for the top. Sorry, not Sapper camps, the Fallen Shaman. And rapidly rising for Skeletal Defenders on the side of the Horde. Silver Touch completed by Uther. Mal'Ganis going to poke here and there. We've got a Umbral Bind to pull them back, and it looks like Mal'Ganis should die right here. Big Biotic Grenade out from Ana, and I can't believe it. Mal'Ganis lives. The reason we know that it's a big Biotic Grenade is you just see so many reduced healing markers or debuffs next to the enemy. Nano getting jumped on by Hopaka here. Ana trying to heal from a distance on the safe side of the wall with that Shrike activated. And we've got our Arcane Punisher. 5 more to go for the Horde, and they're going to push in through mid lane with this. 7s apiece in the levels. We got Feeding Frenzy for Dahaka, Cleanse for Uther. And Leoric will go Hopelessness at level 7. I don't know what Mal'Ganis is going to be taking. He went into Time to Feed at level 1, Echo of Doom at level 4, and this will be Spreading Plague After casting Night Rush, deal 43 damage per second to nearby enemies. This effect lasts for 5 seconds. Basic attack is against enemy heroes. Refresh the duration. Umbral Bind pulls Ana out of position. Dahaka brush stalks in, looking for the drag onto Ana, and Genji trying to chase her down as well. Looks like she's gonna not be able to make it back behind the gate. No, with 91 HP. She's fine. It's actually the triple kill should be coming through for the side of the Horde. Ultralisk with an Umbral Bind onto Cure, and he will be traded, as the Punisher still gets a ton of value in this mid lane. I didn't even see that the Punisher was still wailing its way through. It jumped over the wall and just started, barraging. Barraging? Just started just hammering through this mid lane fort. On a Sleep Dart not connecting. She did go deliberating. Oh, I can't say the word! She went Dart at 4. 86 stacks for Malthy out of his 180. 38 for the Genji on a Shuriken Mastery. Enhanced Agility to Haka, currently at 2 stacks, so that's not too bad. He still has that movement speed for 5 seconds after tapping a bush, and he's currently moving at 124%. So he's getting close to mount speed. He's actually 126% now that he just picked up that 3rd stack. Okay, and 10 talent tiers are just about here, so we'll cycle through those numbers. Augmented Guard, level 7 for Genji, by the way. And no Umbral Bind pull onto my try. Good try. Mortar Punisher for the bottom lane next. Night Rush on to 2. Hanzo's Simple Geometry is done. Another Entomb coming out. This time on to Uther, but he seems to be doing just fine. Actually taps the well. Maybe looking for a re-engage. Dahaka's Brushstock is red. Big fight to break out in mid lane. Hanzo Zero just goes through the enemy team completely. And Leoric does fall. Malthiel inside the stasis, or the timeout from Maiev. Containment Disc, there we go. Fan of Knives getting a ton of resets for Ultralisk here. Uther did go down, but he's got that Devotion healing, so Dead Inside actually is a lot healthier than they seem. Now Uther is actually completely expired as his Ghost Form is gone. Ooh, Vault of the Wardens, but on a Biotic Grenade. I believe dealt a little bit of damage, and that does take down Maiev. We've got a... Did Leoric die back? Wow, Leoric respawned then died. Cure to fall as well. 8 to 8 in kills in map number 3. $176 stacks for Malthiel. How much damage does Biotic Grenade do, actually? Because I don't know. I don't think it does much, right? Toss a grenade. Allies are healed for 234 and receive 25%. Enemies hit take 92 damage. I think this might have scaled by a level during all of that, but still. Some like 80, 90 damage is all that it took to take out the enemy. That was nicely done. Nicely done from Ana. Able to snipe that last kill. By the way, we do have those 10 talent tiers. We do have a Dark Conversion for Mal'Ganis, trading health bars. He might try and heal the enemy. Who knows? Fell Claws into a few. Night Rush. There's a Containment Disc as well. Joanna trying to step into Nano here. Mal'Ganis is outside of that Containment Disc. No longer silenced as well. The body blocks are in place, and Joanna will fall. The Containment Disc actually worked against the enemy team. But actually, Containment Disc kind of helped out get a kill into Joanna. The activation onto the Mortar Punisher for the bottom lane will be happening. Dahaka in the top lane will be working on the Fallen Shaman. Want to quickly just check and see, does he have Brushstock? Yes, so Dahaka clears this. He jumps down to bottom lane if necessary, but we're already halfway through the Skeletal Defenders on the side of the Horde. And maybe they take down Uther over here. Yes, they will. Captain Rex falls. Ultralisk is maybe okay. We have a Dahaka DC. We'll see if that player is going to... Yeah. See if that player is going to be needing a pause, and it seems like, yes, that's the case, so we'll pull ourselves out. Just let 2 players get out, but you lost your Joanna, so it's a net loss. It's a net loss. Why were you even that deep to begin with, BRB Soaking? Why so deep? All right, we had a DC onto the Dahaka players, so we're gonna wait and find out when they're back in. Should be fine though. Yep, there's the ready already being requested. And we will get back into Infernal Shrines in a second. The Horde will grab another objective phase. Dahaka has respawned, and Mortar Punisher through the bottom lane. First Punisher got a decent amount of damage. The gate didn't go down, but this is how much damage went straight onto the fort. Seems like this time it's going to be front to back sort of siege into this. Oh wow, that's a good fishing for Joanna. She's forced to use the Falling Sword. Only a 50-second cooldown, so not the worst force in the world. Already down to 40 seconds of cooldown. Dahaka soaking up top lane. Genji stay in this bush right now. Nana will scout him out. Sleep Dart. Hopaka's fine. Oh, maybe not actually. I say Hopaka's fine. Activates the Dragon Blade. That's full cooldown. You can actually see 96 seconds left on that one. Any nano onto Cure? Indeed, but there's no one to actually jump to. He's trying to soul rip and everything, but Hanzo actually gets the kill into Dahaka, and Cure says, I guess I'll just get a camp with the nano active. D-shield where? I save him for next game. Night Rush avoided by a Vault of the Wardens. Going to be able to pull Mal'Ganis back in. Well, healing reduction applied to him as well. It's that Sins Exposed level 7 from the Joanna, that 35%. And Dahaka's respawned. We'll see if he brush talks in for this engagement or if he's just gonna meander his way to top lane. Dark Conversion. Genji protects and he actually doesn't lose any HP. But Mal'Ganis heals up. Interesting. Hey Alexia, what's up, bud? Good to see you. Thanks for coming through the stream. Oh, my apologies. So, Leoric has been picked off in the top lane. It's 9-12 in kills. Top lane siege continues. Next Punisher frozen in the mid lane. Well, so far the Horde's doing very good here. Mal'Ganis gets it with Containment Disc. Now this Containment Disc should yield a kill, right? Ana's gonna try and heal from a distance, and holy crap, what is this turn of tables? Divine Shield with the Dragon Blade for Genji. He tries to dive in with Joanna falling, sorting, and inning back into the enemy team. The scatter nearly taking down Genji, and Ana getting those autos out. We've got a Night Rush, a Sleep Dart, and Malthael gets a kill onto Joanna. Mid lane has a massive wave pushing in. Marl Kark's going to try and clear this out with the help of Ultralisk. Top lane fort shall go down with this small push. Frozen Punisher, mid lane coming up next, as I mentioned. Dahaka is going to walk through this. Nice burrow. Lurker Strain bops back the enemy, so no Night Rush onto him. Mid lane fort very low. Maitri gets the Wraith Walk out. Did go into Unyielding Despair as well as Crushing Hope, so we could see the Burning Despair at level 20 for Leoric, or he could just go Buried Alive. Not 100% sure what he wants to do. Buried Alive's always nice to deny any sort of, Falling Sword out of this, or Vault of the Wardens, or Divine Shield, or so. But we'll see, we'll see. I kind of want to see the Burning Despair. I like the idea of that. Chunk into the enemy team, get some armor as well. You already went into the Hopelessness as well, so you have you've increased the range of the Drain Hope on top of that. But we're 10 stacks, or 10 Skeletal Defenders in for the side of the Alliance. We have a decent wave in the bottom lane. We're not going to focus on that right now because the team fight is afoot in this third objective of the game. Mal'Ganis has found the Dahaka. Cure going to try and jump into the back line. Does get hit with an isolation, but immediately shreds through Dahaka's health pool. Hanzo with a good scatter off the wall. Hopaka with a couple 100 HP needs to get away. A drag with, an Umbral Bind. Naish's Memento with a little bit of a bounce. Hanzo reads the Genji jump, gets the snipe immediately, and that right there will yield a beautiful
Team kill!
Aced.
Seems like they're just going to go in the game right now. The Horde is going to take map number 3 by ending through bottom. A very fast map number 3. Domination, I would say. Not domination, because it's still, they got some kills, but a really good team fight right there. Good call from the side of the Horde, and they will rush on in and take map number 3. GG, well played. Alright, there's the GG, and Horde takes another map here in the Raven Court EU in-houses. Choose outcome. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, into the Raven Court EU in-houses. My name's Bahamut. On the left-hand side, we got the Alliance. On the right, it's the Horde. We're here in map number 4 of our best of whatever. We keep track of the games because it's fun to keep track of how many games we've casted. So even though my stream session says 45 minutes, we have been live since for the last 3 hours. So thanks for being here. Thanks for sticking through all the shit today and my wonderful, positive personality. Battlefield of Eternity will be our 4th map, as I mentioned. We're going to be seeing I would maybe assume we have some target bans onto race potential heroes, but then again, we also could just see things that people don't want to deal with, like Hogger. Even though he does race pretty good, he still is just annoying to deal with. Solos camps very well, solo lane is pretty strong, bounce around is very good. Displacement is a strong tool of his baseline, and then also his heroics are, honestly, both of them are very good, but we see a lot of Shockwave lately. Blaze to be banned away. Not wanting to do with the AoE stun is wave clear. Bunker is kind of a team cleanse if you can push the button to get inside. Still have things like Brightwing, Genji up and available. We have not seen like any Greymane, which is very surprising, especially on maps like Battlefield. I feel like Greymane's extremely strong here. We could see an Artanis. This is one of the few maps that Artanis does get prioritized, but it's going to be a Lucio ban. Some days are just shit. But it's felt like more days. It's felt like more negative days than positive days. That's the hard part. It's hard to be positive when it's just been soul-crushingly negative. Unsure of what to ban, they will go for the flex here on the side of the Horde, and they will not go for ban. I'm sure that in the in-game draft chat, they're probably communicating between teammates. Yes, but oat. Yes, but oat. Yes, but oat. I agree. Yes, but oat. It's hard to be positive sometimes. Yes. It's felt like that for the last long time. Brightwing to kick it off for the Alliance. The Horde will be starting out with, what? I actually don't know what they want to be leaning into. Blaze and something else was probably banned away. I assume it was a Genji. We'll see. Li Ming and a Diablo is not a bad pair. If Genji wasn't banned, they could look for the double reset composition for the side of the Horde. Could go for Genji Li Ming. That was something that used to be run on this map quite a long time ago. Or we could just see an auto attacker. We could see Greymane. Honestly, Greymane pairs well with the composition as well. Gives you a dive buddy for the Diablo. The Brightwing, though, what do they want to pair in with this? Are they going to go more control comp? Okay, so the Genji wasn't banned out, and it is going to be a little bit of a control comp. You do have the dive potential with Urel. Avenging Wrath is a good way to dive in. Genji can jump in with that as well. Righteous Hammer's good displacement. But I feel like this Urel is going to be able to provide some knockback onto the Diablo who wants to try and jump in and harass the backline, frontline. Realistically, probably Brightwing. As we get into our second ban phase, maybe a tank ban? And get rid of the Muradin. I don't think they're going to ban out a Nubarak because Li Ming can just disintegrate the cocoon, so don't think they're concerned with that. A little surprised they didn't ban Garrosh, but maybe the tank player on the side of the Alliance doesn't play Garrosh and they know this already, so I don't know. A little surprised by the Dahaka ban. He is not super prioritized in a map like this. The brush stalking is okay, but it's not a super big map, so like the global value isn't something you're prioritizing. His wave clears are right. I guess drag lockdown is something they don't want to deal with. Isolation's really annoying as well. So maybe it is a hardcore dive composition and they don't want to deal with that. Love the Imperius. Good Celestial Charge to follow up into Diablo. We nearly have a full Diablo team. Anduin, of course, ruining it for everyone. Hey, Kev. Oh, last two. I don't mind a Garrosh here, honestly. Yeah, Garrosh and maybe Zarya. Oh, okay. I was thinking Zarya for the bubble, and then you go for like a hyper carry Genji. Yrel does deal decent damage, but I do like the Greymane here quite a bit. I've sung the praises of Greymane on a map like this, and it's gonna be nice to see him jumping around. Good race potential, dive buddy for the Genji as well. What day is it? I fucking don't even know, dude.
I bring pandemonium.
Hyper carry Li Ming. But I do like the Chen for Wandering Keg and stuff. I feel like we're not going to get Wandering Keg, though. Because I feel like Wandering Keg is going to be anti-synergistic with Li Ming, Imperius, Diablo. I feel like you want Panda Pals for, like, slows and stuff. So, either way, let's go ahead and swap into our cast, and I'll write us up a prediction, everybody. There's no eye. There's no second eye. Well, I hope you've been enjoying Baldur's Gate. Nice. All right. Twitch predictions running. If you'd like to get a gamble in, go ahead and do so right now. On the left of the map, we've got the members of the Alliance. We're going to be seeing Casper on Yrel. Folk to play the Garrosh, Dar on the Brightwing, Dark to play Genji, and Mr. Tycho rounds out the draft on Greymane. To the right of the map, we're looking at the Horde. We've got Make on Chen, Nero to play Imperius, NZ on Anduin, Claude to play this Li Ming, and Mopsio on Diablo. Feast on Fear, Diablo level 1, body check for the Garrosh, if those impact your predictions. Body check Garrosh at level 1. Do like that quite a bit, honestly. Do like body check. I believe it's healing reduction by 35%, and nope, I have it backwards. Slow for 35, healing reduction by 30. How have the games been today? The games have been good. My internet and my mental sanity have been shit. So, yeah. It's a day. Make will move into top lane. Gonna try and clear things in front of the fort front gate. Dark taking a couple tower shots, but it's fine. Mopsio gonna rotate up into top lane. Diablo gets a shadow charge into Genji. Drops a few shurikens to the face of Diablo. No shuriken mastery. But that is a bit of poke here and there. Mopsio back into bottom lane. Garrosh, they need to respect Garrosh here. Do you have toss available? I feel like Garrosh had... Oh, no, he didn't. Wow. I thought Garrosh had already used toss. Or hadn't used toss. But it was off cooldown. Genji chilling in the bush. We've got Chen checking camp really quick. invade on, no invade onto the camp actually. Groundbreaker into Nero. Gray Man has his Inner Beast active. You see the glow on his weapon. Actually, now we see a rotation onto the camp. Celestial charge in for the Imperious Folk. Gets onto the point. The phase shift from Brightwing coming through. And Brightwing comes through with phase shift just in time. Healing reduction applied to, I believe, the Imperious, and he will go down. Make trying to back away. Genji jumps in. Swift Strike reset, and that's going to be a very early triple kill for the side of the Alliance. If Garrosh was in StarCraft, what race would he be? I don't know. What race would he be? He'd be Protoss. Get it? No, I don't get it. Could you explain the joke, please? Everyone knows that comedy is best enjoyed when it is overly explained and thoroughly explained. Everyone knows this. Good to see you, Namara. Hope you're having a good day. Just looking at the level 4s that are coming through, this is going to be a Fire Stomp Diablo, Triumvirate for Li Ming, but this is pretty much the standard at level 4 for her. We'll see the Flying Kick, the Deadly Strike for Chen. He's not going to have the synergistic value of freshest ingredients for that, but it's still fine. Still has a little bit of remaining brew for a few seconds after he drinks. Little engagement around this first objective area. Brightwing phase shifts onto Dark, and Diablo immediately moves to a different target. Greymane, Mr. Tycho, so very low. Big Groundbreaker from Garrosh. Make has to Flying Kick onto the minion wave, while Greymane gets a huge Ghanaian cocktail through the wave, but no Incendiary Elixir for him, so not going to be building up any of that stacking. Pretty standard Greymane build. He's got the eyes in the Dark level 4. Genji poking at the objective with this 13 stacks on Shuriken Mastery, but the auto attacks are decent for some race potential here. Genji gonna fall here, Claude goes for the race, and Nero looking to anchor in the bush right here so no one can step up and race down the Immortal. Diablo actually gonna do a little bit of anchoring down over here? No, he's gonna soak up the wave. He's only at 50 stacks on his Black Soul Stone, so if he were to die, he wouldn't have any respawn. But he's going to get a few minions here. That will push that up a little bit further. As I mentioned, as the Soul to Flame level 4. Getting stacks off the Fire Stomps through enemy heroes. Oh. Celestial Charge feels more of a disengage. And it looks like the 50% mark is going to be here. Better for the Alliance, as they have already chunked the Immortal down to 8,898 HP. Li Ming looks for the Arcane Orb, but it's going to be shy of Folk. Big Righteous Hammer from Yrel, bopping people around. This is Enzi getting a little bit low on the Anduin. The healing reduction's applied to somebody. Mr. Tycho gets the roll away, and Anduin goes down on the right of our screen. Nicely done from Genji and Yrel. Mr. Tycho able to back away. Claude has to blink. I don't think took any damage from the Swift Strike, but still forces that blink out. Now we get into the raw race between these two teams with the kill onto Anduin, and it looks like we will have the first objective going over to the Alliance. Where's it going to go? Top lane or bottom lane? Which is more well-defended? Top lane. So the Alliance will have Alarian in the top lane pushing through. Diablo, Li Ming already trying to push back the wave. Diablo actually going to go Diabolical Momentum. So you just wanted the... I think he just wanted the Soulstone... Fire Stomps at 4, just to, you know, get some extra souls. He actually just picked up like 2 or 3 souls right there. And he's just going to continue going into this auto attack build. So, no Celestial Charge onto Casper right there. Good polymorph from the Brightwing. Mopsio being poked at here and there, and this will be the fort dropping down to just about 50%, maybe a little bit more. About 50%. Chen drinks up in bottom lane. Sounds like a good idea. Polymorph immediately. Make, flying kick away. He can't drink through that much pain, and Chen will fall. The Elusive Brawler. Did he even have it available? I wonder. No, he didn't have Elusive Brawler up and available. Actually, he might have activated it. No, he didn't. He probably activated on the fort front gate, and then it was off cooldown by the time the rotation came through. Because I don't think I saw the movement speed. Whoa, good combo from Folk right there. Curse Bullet from the Grey Mane as well. We didn't cycle through the other 10. We didn't cycle through the other stats as we have the 10 talent tiers here. Brightwing's holding level 10. I'm a little surprised by this. I wonder if it's going to be... No, it's going to be Blink Heal. She just picked it up, actually. All right. I was wondering if they were considering Emerald Dreams because of how dive heavy the enemy team is, but it doesn't see... Or Emerald Wind, sorry, Emerald Dreams 20. Wondering if they were considering that Emerald Wind to push back the enemy. But Blink Heals, I guess, is going to be the call. And this is still 10 talent tier advantage to the side of the Alliance as they get a toss onto Chen. But Make gets a kick back towards his allies. Turned into a pig for just about a moment. While the Immortals will spawn here in the north-south positioning. Nicely done. Diablo has his souls completed and the reduced amount of souls required. Or actually, not required. That'll be consumed. So you still have to get to 100 souls, but you only consume 75 of said 100. It is a Wandering Keg Chen, which I'm a little afraid of because it feels like it's going to bop people around. Granted, you also have displacement from Li Ming with Wave of Force. We're going to be seeing Wrath of Angiris. Wrath of Angiris for the Imperious. Light Bomb Diablo chases onto Garrosh. Grabs. Wrath of Angiris, the Sky Suplex. Warlord's Challenge is activated. Folk is going to go down. The Wandering Keg providing some zoning, so good synergies. Utilizing the Keg as a zoning tool while the rest of the team gets a single target deletion. So I think that's how they're going to be trying to run this combo, and I think it's really well done. What is Bahamut? I don't even know, man. Whoa, beautiful follow-up to the Cursed Bullet. Make drops to nearly dead. 400 and something HP we're seeing right now. Actually, 300 is taking a little bit of damage here and there. Claude chasing onto Mr. Tycho, denying mounts. And we'll get back into race potential for both these teams. Didn't talk about it, but we have Apocalypse for Diablo at level 10. As that activatable. Probably see the Hellgate at level 20 if we make it to that far into the game. As a reminder, these are live games. These are not replays. And if we wanted, we could jump into comms of a team. Maybe we jump into the comms of the winning team of this objective phase, hearing how they're going to siege into these lanes. And it could be the Alliance who wins this. Seeing a bit of a hold here between both sides, waiting to step in. 13 talents, you're about a half a level away in favor of the Alliance. Chastise thrown out. There's going to be a bop from Diablo as Urel's trying to jump around. Ardent Defender will be activated. Gonna get her health back up a bit. Wrath of Angiris. Where's the Wandering Keg to zone back the enemy? It's actually on 18 seconds. Urel does go down. Groundbreaker onto Mopsio. And I don't think we want to listen to those comms now as the Urel's dead. This is going to be the Immortal pushing into top lane, but I don't know how much value they're going to be able to gain from this on the Alliance side. Bahamut is a dragon NPC in Final Fantasy franchise. Yes, it is. It was one of my favorite summons when I was a kid in Final Fantasy VII. A little toss from Folk here. The Cursed Bullet going out. Diablo is going to get bopped by a spin from Alarian. There was also a body check applied to Mopsio. But I think that's as much of the siege we'll see in top lane. Big rotation to bottom, but I think Make is heads up and aware of this, so just going to play it safe and get back by the fort, yeah. Taps well, goes to the low end of the lane, just to make sure that there's, like, if you rotate here, Garrosh is going to potentially grab you. So you do lose your fort. But a re-engage is going to happen. Chen really wants the Genji. Unfortunately, will not be able to grab him. Indomitable pop by Garrosh. He walks right through the Wandering Keg, and Urel's going to break off and go back to top area. Actually, she's just chilling in the rotation, or at least the vent in the rotation. So beautifully done from Urel. What's up, Yumi? Bit of a fire stomp out from Diablo. More Impaler pressure through mid, and Genji gets a wave pushed up in top lane, making the rotation down to bottom. Phase shift from Brightwing onto Grey Mane. I think that was just to get down here. Warlord's Challenge activated onto two members. armor reduction into Nier. I think they took a couple tower shots, and that's what reduced the armor right there. Leap of Faith forced out from Anduin. The fort won't fall, and Yrel continues to hard pressure top lane. Genji jumps away just fine. Back into bottom lane. All right. Fallen Shaman for the lane for both sides. Righteous Hammer doesn't connect into Diablo. He'll jump into Garrosh's face with a Shadow Charge, met by a Warlord's Challenge, Indomitable used as well. Body check applied to Mopsio. Greyman jumps in to try and shred through the health bar. Anduin with a Light Bomb zones back the enemy team as Yrel is stunned with a lot of allies. Garrosh is the first one to go down. Eyes in the Dark to disengage Mr. Tycho. Trying not to give a reset to Li Ming and won't be able to do so. Meanwhile, Yrel's managing top lane. The Fallen Shaman in bottom is pushing in. Genji poking at the Immortal. We're not even at the halfway point, so things are still okay-ish. 20 seconds left on Garrosh's death timer. We've got Diablo moving to bottom lane. He's probably going to grab... yeah, he's going to push that one closer, the Fallen Shaman, so it's going to be targeted by the tower so it gets burned down faster, utilizing the defensive forces to help out with this clear in bottom lane. And he actually moves out of bottom to help defend around this objective. The catapult's still there, but I don't think he's really too concerned. Did fixate onto a structure, but that's whatever. Celestial Charge from the Imperius connecting into the Genji, who gets a phase shift from Brightwing. Wrath of Angiris not going to be able to get the Sky Suplex abduct. And it's not the longest cooldown, 80 seconds, but Wandering Keg's available. Light Bomb. Could see a Wandering Keg Light Bomb. Huh, just kidding. No, we won't. They do the opposite things. One bops and one locks down, and I don't think they work out too well together. Probably want to have it on Diablo with a Shadow Charge. Warlord Challenge from Garrosh activated. A body check thrown onto Mopsio here. Diablo gets a Shadow Charge into Genji. There's the Light Bomb, as I had mentioned, but Swift Strike out, and Genji's not the optimal target. Meanwhile, on the north side, Greymane was trying to race down the Immortal. It won't work out, and this Immortal will go over to the side of the Horde. Maybe, just maybe, we jump into their comms, but I can't for the time being because they're still engaging. All right, let's see. Can we find some comms for these players? Fulk and Casper. Okay, hold on 1 second.
The demon approaches the gates of heaven.
Oh, careful.
Yep. I mean, yeah, just make sure they don't rotate and we just clear the waves. And
Yep.
we have to reset them up. Like, I think we scale way better than them. They're on me.
I will pin for you.
I need pull.
You need to run a bit now.
I'm gonna. Genji is completely we can fight this 45. We can fight
Imperius coming.
45.
Imperius
I'm
coming.
on my way.
Running. Genji.
I'm shielding you. Shielding you.
Yrel.
One target, please. One target, please.
Reset. Oh, maybe combo
Finish
this.
Kremlin, finish Kremlin, finish Kremlin. Combo. Nice. Keep getting kills, keep getting kills. Garrosh, please. Okay, that's still fine, that's still fine. Okay, let's take this top side. Let's take double camp. Double camp into the bot fort. Should be free. That was pretty unlucky that Genji survived with like 1 HP or something like that.
Yeah, he was 1 HP.
Yeah, Imperius take top side. Top. You have to take top. We win 3v3 quite easily, I think.
Yeah, I have shields as well. Like I shield. My shield is pretty good.
Oh, they already took it.
Maybe you can.
I mean, if they take a fight, I'm
Okay, can you not deflect? Globe?
Right wing is top.
yeah, they are moving top.
I'm looking.
I'm clearing bottom.
No,
If they
no,
leave
fine.
bottom, we get fort, sure.
We just have to play them up right now. Like, we just have to paint them up blue. Like, we can take this camp in order to take the bot fort, and that's a good call.
Alright, we exit out of those comms. We got to hear Mopsio actually leading the charge on a lot of that. You had some information from Make coming in as well. But the leading voice in the comms there, Mopsio, giving some direction to the team. And I do the one big takeaway is, and you saw it during that fight, and it got cleaned up towards the end, was Mopsio after getting picked off saying one target please, and good communication from the leader there, instead of starting to play the blame game, just saying, you know, we're not single targeting, so just with clear comms saying one target please. They clean it up towards the end. They get a couple counter kills. You even heard Mopsio say, I'm okay with that. They had a game plan to do double camp, but they didn't split quick enough. So it all works out. It all works out okay for the side of the Horde here, leaving their comms getting into another objective phase. We'll see how this team fight is going to be working out. Chen does have enough to shed. That's why you see the little leaf around him from the level 13. Celestial Charge into Mr. Tycho, but a Warlord's Challenge is met. Anduin has to use the Leap of Faith. There was a body check onto Imperius, so his healing was reduced, and Yrel reads the location so well, gets the counter kill, but it's a trade right now. Garrosh trying to get out of here. Folk's so very low, but he's got some blood crazes to heal up a bit, and it will be a 2-for-1. I think you're okay with this for the time being. A Wandering Keg from Chen pushing people around, but Diablo's still close to the distance. Mr. Tycho is the target. Make is turned into a pig, and the shield is staggers. He wants to at least trade out, but Mr. Tycho does not go down. 30 to 40 HP, gets a little bit of healing from the Brightwing. And now with a phase shift, this is Greymane returning back to race down the Immortal. Meanwhile, in the top lane, Casper needs to clear out this siege, as the keep is going to fall below 50%. In bottom lane, this is the keep save before it takes much, if any, damage. Though the race is already beyond the halfway point. No, it's not actually. We haven't even had that yet, so that's actually kind of okay. Imperius will be able to get back into position. Li Ming should respawn, but still will be the race priority to the side of the Alliance. Garrosh creating a little bit of space for Greymane to start racing. Celestial Charge goes on to him. Light Bomb to try and follow it up, but Greymane's got enough room to back away. Here comes Genji, dip diving and jumping. Actually, he's X-striking his way through the health bar of Anduin. Chen up in 2 seconds. He actually still hasn't respawned just yet. Mopsio going to try and disengage, but Yrel's got the Avenging Wrath. Where's the Righteous Hammer? Right into the face of Diablo. You see the assist ping onto the keep in bottom lane. Greymane's working on the objective. This objective will go into top lane because it is the more well-defended lane. We know that there's damage onto this bottom lane keep. Folk is split from his allies. Li Ming going to try and get a reset into him, but the phase shift comes through just in time. There's the Immortal going to top, as I had mentioned. Genji and crew will confirm a bottom lane keep, and still 3 dead. 22, 23, 32 seconds. Seems like they're going to go for the safe call on the side of the Alliance, and they're going to look to push in through top lane with this very, very healthy Immortal, currently dealing, oh wow, it's just under 2,000 damage into structures, 1,916 damage into structures. It looks like Brightwing's going to Hearth out for full mana, but I would assume she's got a phase shift up and available to jump back into all of this easily. I think Folk's going to tank a little bit of damage so that the Brightwing phase shift gets value. Kind of returning back to where he was. Pops the Warlord's Challenge. Tons of damage into Chen, who just walked forward. Wandering Keg will get a Leap of Faith, even though it's unstoppable. Ratzbangiers grabs the Greymane. The keep will fall. Light Bomb to follow up. A Diablo. No, that was Yrel's Righteous Hammer. Pushes back the attempt on a Light Bomb combo, but here's one reset for Li Ming. Could find a second into Genji and will absolutely do so. Meanwhile, though, they can't continue the pressure because the Immortals arrived to the core, already taking down the shielding. Looks like Greymane, Garrosh, and Brightwing back away. They'll get some free damage onto the core. They lose 2, and the map's not over yet. The Alliance, they hold on with 45 HP on their core, only losing 55 during this push.
I must rest for a time.
A little bit of clear into bottom lane from Chen. It's actually 36 core HP is what's remaining currently. I must have missed some catapults or stuff hitting the core a little bit more. I wonder if they could have taken the map if they pushed in. I feel like with Greymane, Garrosh, Brightwing, they could have. I feel like they could have. I know hindsight's 2020. We knew that the core dropped to 45%. Maybe they didn't think that the Immortal was dealing that much damage, but we knew the Immortal. I mean, the Immortal was chunking, so I feel like they could have gone for it. Granted, if everything goes sideways, a loose condition was already, a lost condition, I guess you could say, was already set in top lane, so that keep was below 50%. So if you lose everyone and the enemy team has enough players to run towards your core, I think this is the safer and smarter call, but I definitely do agree with you. As we know in, hindsight, as I mentioned, as we know that the core drops so low, I think they could have definitely ended if they stuck around. But of course, the fight continues here. Li Ming looking for a reset, finds it into the Garrosh. We've got a counter kill into Garrosh. Excuse me. Yeah, we have, oh god, whatever. Diablo Garrosh traded, Greymane goes down. Yrel, Genji, and Brightwing to defend, and they'll clear out bottom lane. And there's the top lane rush.
You and all your
I'm not mad at their call. I am. I'm absolutely livid. In gold, you charge the core. In bronze, we go get camps. Well, they lose 2, and now we're in the situation where we were just kind of talking about. Shen's Wandering Keg peels away somebody. Genji? Yeah, Genji will go down. It's a reset for Li Ming. The Alliance may be falling here. Their cord is rapidly being reduced, or at least the shielding is. There goes the HP, or at least there goes the shielding. Garrosh up in 4 seconds. Li Ming's getting some decent damage. This is 50-some%. Folk is going to step into the face of Imperius. He gets the Wrath of Aegirus, and I think that's more of a zoning tool than anything else. Titanic Mike gets the toss. That's a Warlord's challenge. The core shielding is falling too rapidly, and man, they attempted a really good defense, but the Horde rushes in through the top lane and ends the map. GG, well played. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, into the Raven Court EU in-houses. My name's Bahamut. On the left-hand side, we have got the side of the Alliance. On the side of the right, it's the Horde. We're here into map number 5 in the best of whatever, and we're doing our best to have a positive mental attitude today. Dragonshire will be our next map. We have not been here yet today, so we'll see how things unfold here on a map that typically is the solo lane kind of on an island. Not a lot of people make it up to the top lane. Usually it's just kind of the solo lane.
And a pizza.
Cat Coach, thank you for the 3 tier 1 gifted subs. I appreciate it. Calzone is the best pizza kappa. I like a calzone. A good calzone's delicious. Thank you for the 3 tier 1 gifted subs. Thank you very much for the generosity. When I buy a chocolate chip cookie, it only has 1 chocolate chip in it, Bahamut. This is the type of guy who says it's chocolate chip, not chocolate chips. Cass, you're taking this to the most extremes, and I know you put a kappa there, but I have like 0 patience for anything today. So so all I have to say to you is I don't know. Shut up. I don't know. I got nothing. We're comparing apples. We're comparing pizza and cookies, and it's 2 different things. Especially with the example you just gave. A little bit on the extreme side. We have a Sylvanas and a Brightwing to be banned away. Lucio and what? Blaze? Do we get rid of Blaze? You're in the right stream. You're Italian and we're talking about pizza. Alright, well, Blaze Genji are up and available. Blaze Genji. First pick Rhaegar. Not something we've seen, like, all day. We have not seen much priority into Rhaegar. Not even a first pick, so this will be interesting to see. Junkrat's actually really good for a map like this as well. Really, really good control around the objective areas with steel traps and concussion mines. His poke's annoying to deal with around the channeled area as well. And as I mentioned, you also can just throw a concussion mine on the Dragonite area and just delay someone at the last second. So we could see a hot priority onto Genji or onto Junkrat, but it's going to be continued to be Genji priority because Genji is in every single game. It's not too bad. More control. A lot of really good control from the Horde here. The Alliance has a good solo lane in Dahaka. Genji just a high mobility. I like both sides' drafts, so we still need a main tank for both sides. We still need a healer for the Alliance, so we could see a tank ban. Maybe, honestly, you could just ban out Junkrat if you don't want to deal with him. No, they're going to get rid of Diablo, so it is going to be the tank ban. But I would like to see a healer ban here from the side of the Horde. I'd like to see, like, an Anduin ban. If Maiev has got Armable Bind, you're going to be pulling people around. Yeah, I like that. I actually don't... I was going to say, I don't hate the idea of, like, a Stitches here. Like, Stitches Junkrat would be huge for the Horde. Stitches Junkrat for either side would work out really good. Sylvanas was already banned away. But the reason I bring up Stitches Junkrat is because you can go into Gorge Steel Trap sort of combo, and Sticky Wicket and stuff like that's really good, so... yeah. But it's going to be a little bit more standard, a little more tried and true, a little simplistic here with a Vala Joanna, okay? Last two picks. I mean, I still like the Junkrat for either side. Well, not for the Alliance because they need a healer, but I still like the Junkrat here. I'd actually really like to see the Junkrat and maybe a dive tank. You could go a Nubarak, or you just get that Stitches as I mentioned. A Nubarak or Stitches would be nice. Murden's an option too if you want to Stormbolt someone. Okay, so it's Chromie. Chromie for backline burst and a Nubarak to dip dive and dodge around. So I don't hate the composition of the Horde. It's not too bad.
The light abandons no man.
Solo heal Uther, it's not like impossible. It's alright. It's alright-ish. I don't hate it, but not my biggest priority. I forgot to run ads during the last break, so if you get an ad during this game, I apologize. I fucked up. It's to stop Maiev, the Uther. I mean, Death Knight plays a really good solo heal Uther, period. So there's that. But I don't know if it's specifically for the Maiev, honestly. I think this just might be Death Knight's comfort, like not a comfort pick, but it's just something he's good on.
Prepare for combat.
Which team wins Dargonshire? Which team wins Dargonshire? On the left-hand side, you have the Alliance. You have Wit on the Joanna, Gia to play Vala, Death Knight on Uther, Hopaka. Jumping around on Genji, and practicing my Meta Madness heroes. Well, there you go. That's the Death Knight's giving us the answer in chat. Well, you're stuck on Blaze. Dequaz is on Dahaka. Well, right side, we're going to be seeing the members of the Horde. We've got Sven on Blaze. Elion. It's like Dylan, but with an A, and it throws my brain off. But either way, they'll be on the Anubarak. We've got Eevee on Chromie, Sira 2 to play Maiev, and Vi on the Rhaegar. Sven comes in with a Jet Repulsion onto Gia. Gonna try and get rid of those Gambit stacks early, or at least get rid of 5%, but can't find enough damage, and no kill will be achieved. I hate that Twitch fudges the gamble every single time. Well, you still got like a minute left if you want to F5 the stream, Tessa. You're a sub, so you're not going to get any ads. Well, at least I hope you won't. I literally got an ad in my own Twitch channel yesterday because Twitch... I don't even know what was happening yesterday. Twitch bugged out super hard.
You think yourself worthy to wield the Dragon Knight's
You need F5 like almost every game.
Take control of the shrines.
I would honestly recommend at that point, if it is bugging that much out for you, to maybe like reset, like delete all your cookies and stuff. Like do like a cache cookie clear if you're using like Chrome or something, or maybe just try and do browser. That's my best technical advice I can give to you from someone who has no idea what to even offer. It's the most basic rudimentary thing I can offer up is clear cache in your cookies, and maybe it will help out. Granted, you'll have to relog into just about every website. Gia getting poked here and there, 25 stacks. Just get a new identity and move to a new country, maybe that'll help. Maybe. Maybe I want to pay $125 a month for shitty internet. Can you offer me an egg in this trying time? No, I got eggs in the fridge. I'm good. Thanks, though. Oh, Wit with no mana trying to get out of here. Gets the Iron Skin and 0-2 maybe with the channel. They're going to hold this bottom lane. Death Knight with a stun into the face of a new Brack, and Death Knight will not be traded here. Vala actually getting a lot of good sustained damage. Death Knight still alive, and it is going to be the Anubrak to fall. Stun from Uther. A quick triple kill in the bottom lane. What was looking like a promising moment to take down Death Knight flubbed and fell apart. Vala gonna poke at the Dragonite. She's got 50 stacks already, so she's got the 1%. As Chromie moves back into bottom lane to soak up the advancing minion wave. 12 stacks on Chromie, sorry, on her deep breathing.
I have seen enough.
Spirit of Vengeance activated, able to get out. Jet Propulsion doesn't collide into Dayquaza. Pyromania pop by Blaze, huge Umbral Bind. But it doesn't really matter. We're not seeing Bonds of Justice at level 1. It's Naisha's Memento. So Maiev will fall 5-1 in kills. Still favoring the side of the Alliance. Foot's so itchy. Oh, Genji chilling in the bush, maybe waiting for the enemy to step into bottom lane camp. Anubrak will check this. Genji back in the bush, sees the Anubrak. Gonna get some free Shuriken stacking off of that. Actually gonna see a couple of those go into the beetles, the scarabs that were summoned. Back in the top lane, things are looking fine for the time being between Dayquaza and Sven. See a rotation down into bottom. Hopaka being poked at by Anubrak. Gets a nice burrow in onto Vala. She'll lose 5%. Hopaka, is there a cleanse? Is there a cleanse from Death Knight? Oh, the Swift Strike out. I can't believe it. Dayquaza did flank with the Joanna. Time stop onto her. Chromie will be traded. It's a 1-for-1 in this engagement while the Siege camp, the Bruiser camp, pushes in. Maiev trying to back off. Death Knight not going to be pulled in by the Umbral Bind. Must have expired. I don't think he self-casted a cleanse. I don't think you can actually self-cast a cleanse, can you? No, you can't self-cast a Hand of Protection.
Prepare yourselves, heroes. The shrines will soon be active again.
And they don't give over anything else. 7-2 in kills in total. Our second Dragonite phase is up and available, and Gia working on top lane, 74 stacks for the Vala. As I mentioned, she's already died once, so she's down to 20% on her bonus attack speed. With 10 Talontiers here, let's cycle through those numbers, get an idea of what the damage, healing, experience looks like. Purification level 7, by the way, for the Rhaegar. So he's got healing reduction onto the enemies. He's got some cool. There's a bunch of little values that you get. The big thing also to note is that it reduces the overall cooldown of Purge by 15 seconds. So you're down to a 45-second cooldown from 60. Flesh Shield ripped by the Joanna, met by a Temporal Loop of Chromie. She does finish out her deep breathing level 1. Ancestral Bunker, Containment Disc. We already saw the Temporal Loop. Cocoon as well. For the actually, they dropped the Cocoon, move over to Uther. He is out of the Containment Disc, and there's a 1.5 second silence, if I'm not mistaken. So that's the reason, if you're wondering, why didn't Uther self-cast Divine Shield and run away? I don't think he could. I believe it was the silence from Containment Disc. I believe it's a 1.5 second. There's also a healing reduction thrown onto Maiev. as she, or excuse me, onto Vala as she was trying to vault away. That is the purification value from Rhaegar, because I said there's a whole lot of little things, and one of those is healing reduction. I think Dahaka's scouted out, but I don't think they also care. They get the kill into Joanna, Blaze in the top lane, Containment Disc once again. Just came off a cooldown if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it's a 1.5 second silence as I mentioned. Temporal Loop onto Hopaka. Divine Shield activated. Nice timeout from Chromie, but is she dead either way? Doesn't look like it. It's actually Hopaka who shall go down. Nice Umbra Bind from Maiev, and the million-second timeout allows Chromie to live there. Longest self-stasis, actually, I think longest stasis in the game, period. Blaze is in the mid lane, but I think he saw Gia in the rotation. Gia getting scouted in the bush. Jet Propulsion says hello. No collision course level 13, but Gia still gets chunked a little bit. I believe Vala's died twice already, so she's down to 15% on the bonus attack speed. No one on the Moon or Sunshrine. Joanna gets the condemned to delay out Sven. Gia, oh, that's a containment disc right there, but Maiev is gonna fall. Dragonite will be picked up in that moment, so Maiev traded for a Dragonite, kicks the Dahaka away. But I don't think there's much value to be gained here. Gia does. You don't want to give free stacking over to Gia, who's just gonna shred through this. So kind of an awkward Dragonite right now as Genji moves into bottom lane, soaking up for the allies. 7 stacks on Dahaka's Tissue Regeneration level 1. That's a very fast Tissue Regeneration as well. He's picked up a lot of stacks. It's almost like a stack every minute, which I feel like is very quick. Doesn't that feel insane to anyone else? 7 out of 10, 8 minutes in? That feels wild to me. And it's not like he went like the one who collects, or he went into Hero Stalker, which is going to give you that extra essence to finish this out faster. He's Lurker Strain level 4. He's Feeding Frenzy level 7. Does have the Primal Rage at level 13, but still. Yeah, that's like insanely fast. That's what I like. I know I keep talking about this, but like 8 stacks at 8 minutes. That's wild. I need to see really quickly how much essence a unit gives, because I don't think it's much, right? Heal Dahaka, blah, 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 over 5 seconds. Gain takedowns, that's the passive. Gain 2 essence from nearby minions. 2 essence. So it's the takedowns. It's the takedowns that are really doing it. It's those takedowns that Dahaka's been a part of. There's only been 6, but I guess those have really helped out in bolstering the level 1. Nicely done. Kudos where it's deserved. Containment Disc will land onto Uther. He's going to be silenced, that 1.5 second silence as I mentioned beforehand, but enough time has elapsed and he will be able to self-cast that Divine Shield. Unfortunately, I think he still dies here. Cocoon onto Vala. This should be her 3rd death? Yeah, I don't think she lives. Well, maybe Wit can save the moment. Vala gets a vault away. Temporal Loop can't be cleansed out because Uther is dead. And Vala's dead as well. She's down to 10% bonus attack speed. Dequaza hit with the purification again from Rhaegar. That level 7's getting so much value. Using Purge on enemy hero deals up to 595 damage to shields, but here's the big thing. You reduce healing received for 40% for 2 seconds. That's why if you keep seeing that healing reduction onto targets that are dying, that's coming from Rhaegar. He's using Purge to take down enemies, and I mean, the logic is there. If you're killing the enemy, you won't need to use it on your allies. Dahaka almost done with his level 1 Tissue Regeneration. 123 stacks for Vala, but as I mentioned, she's died 3 times, so she's down to 15% bonus attack speed. Everything else is looking pretty standard across the board. No subdue done by Joanna, but that's not very easy to do at this level of skill. I don't think a lot of players are kind of stacking or clumping up too often for a Joanna to get a big condemned Q. But it does happen from time to time. Whoa, good sidestep from Sven. I don't know if Sven's going to live right here. Rotation from the allies is coming up, and he actually jet propulsions towards them. Wit will activate the Iron Skin. Genji jumps in. Sven pops the bunker in time. Dragonite gets a free fort in the mid lane. I didn't see that they were getting the channel. I kind of wish I jumped into comps or this one for this team fight in the top lane. Big jet propulsion, Ancestor healing onto Zero, and now Halpaka is going to fall as well. Rhaegar rushing through the lane, but it looks to be a rotation down to bottom. Maybe a rotation into mid onto Dayquaza, but the fort front gate's here, or the keep front gate's here. I don't think Dayquaza is too threatened at this time. Though Dragonite with one Siege Giant behind it getting tons of value. Vala will pick up a few free stacks off this Dragonite. Does have the Manticore level 16, which was chunked so very heavily. And Gia, who got kicked away, opens up an opportunity for this bottom lane keep to go down. But do they have enough rapid damage to take this out, or enough siege damage? No Blessed Shield from the Joanna. Containment Disc into Vala right now. There, I actually saw the Blessed Shield getting the last bounce. Dayquaza trying to clear things out, but still a Siege Giant throwing rocks in, and Vala will fall again. I believe she's down to 10%? 4 deaths. Can I do math today? And she's down to 5%, right? Down to 5%. Wit getting low. Auto attack from Chromie's just enough. She is stuck in a loop level 20 as she gets those levels, or the talents 2 levels early. Blaze to be traded. Oh my god, Death Knight just walks onto the beach and is immediately gobbled up by the sand from Chromie. Alpaca, fine for now. Uther Ghost Form will expire. And Zero goes back for mana. Well, it's 10 to 15 in the kills. Reflect for Genji. I'm wondering if we see Zanshin. Someone came into stream this week, not flaming them by any means. Someone came to the stream and they were like, I want to see more Zanshin. I'm like, I've actually been seeing a bit of it here and there. We actually saw it on Thursday, if I'm not mistaken.
Do not squander it.
I think we saw it this past Thursday. Someone utilized it on Towers of Doom in the Death Zone. We could see Zenji. We could see Genji go for it, but of course we have to get to level 20s, and I mean, we'll see. I expect it to be Living Weapon, but with Deflect Talent at 7 and 16, I feel like we could see Zanshin. Either way, we'll say Zanshin one more time as the 20 Talentiers are completely here for the side of the Horde. Farseer's Blessing, Rewind for Nubarek, Fortified Bunker on Blaze, and it's the Shadow Orb Huntress. Activate to increase movement speed and attack speed by 40% for 5 seconds. Recharge Shadow Orb by dealing physical damage to enemy heroes 10 times. More buttons for Maiev, as she does have that nice memento at level 1. Blaze gets the channel in the top lane, and no 20 talent here to the side of the Alliance of the Horde. They get another Dragonite, and what do they want to do with this? Bit of a team fight. It's a Nubarek inside the Dragonite. Blaze is still in top lane. He's managing this minion wave. Dragonite does slowly walk its way down here. Still a level to go for 20. Blaze on his rotation down as well. Looks like he's going to get the mount and catches mid-wave. He's going to be seen in the rotation for sure, but I don't think they're too worried about that. Containment Disc on to Joanna with the temporal loop on her as well. She's stuck in a loop. Silence gets the cleanse from Uther in time. Vala going to be at 147 stacks. And Dragonite has approached core down to about 50%. Vala on 3% of that hatred bonus damage. Sven goes in for a jet propulsion. Subdue is done by Joanna. Sub done. Wit's got it. Got the 4 enemy hero hit. But can they do anything? Well, can they actually save the game here? Elongated Tongue, level 16 for Dahaka. Still no 20. Half a level to go for the members of the Alliance. Core shielding is dropped. Blaze actually just dropped that last little bit with the Twin Flame, but now they gotta start getting those autos in. And a lot of damage immediately in. 12% already off the core. A Blessed Shield ripped by the Joanna, if I'm not mistaken. Huge team fight. Big group up of the enemy. Still no 20 for the side of the Alliance. A drag from Dahaka connects, but Genji tries to deflect, and he actually will live. Sven gets the jet propulsion away with 300 and something HP. Wit on the right-hand side with a couple hundred of their own. Maiev considering to go in on Uther, and they will be able to dip dive and dodge. Actually, they just dive onto his face. Vala gets a Q and takes down Maiev in the trade in this moment. 70-something% left on the core. Actually, it's... Oh my god, Genji did go Zanshin and immediately completes it as well. Jumps onto Rhaegar, Swift Strike. There's another deflect. Tolpaka so low, has to Swift Strike away. Bunker activated by Blaze. Chromie gets inside as well. I still think they're gonna die here. I don't see how Chromie and Blaze can get out of this engagement alive. Chromie will take down the Vala, so maybe, just maybe, maybe they can do something here. Of course, Temporal Loop onto Dahaka. That buys a small window. Blaze gets picked off. Chromie tries to take down the Genji, and she'll be taken out. That's going to be a team kill. But of course, even with 60 to 20 seconds on death timers, we still have forts and most of the fort front gates, except for top lane, up and available. So realistically, I think you. Oh man, this is a rough spot for the side of the Alliance. Like they don't get they get 5 kills, but they can't really do anything. Yeah, they can get some camps. Yeah, they have their 20s, but man, this just feels rough. This feels like a hard spot to be in for the side of the Alliance. If you get an ad, I apologize. There's nothing I can do. Do I have another delay button? No, I don't have another delay button.
Become the Dragon Knight and claim
My bad.
vengeance for my family.
I forgot to run ads between games, so... I mean, it's not, but thank you. I appreciate it. It's not for me. Well, we'll see if the members of the Alliance can end the game in a minute and 20, because that's how long we got. Genji jumps in. They've got a massive double camp in bottom lane plus the Dragonite, so we're gonna see how much they can push in onto this. Wit already kind of proxying the wave with some shield glares and condemns. Dragonite slapping pretty heavily at this point. Can we check the stats on the Dragonite really fast here? This Dragonite's got 22,000 HP, hitting structures for 855 per auto attack. And that fort is gone. But as I said, like, I feel like you need an entire team wipe. The Alliance needs to wipe the Horde. They need to get at least, I think, 3 to 4 kills at minimum. If they want to try and end this here. It's a rough spot to be in. Zero jumps in. Vault of the Wardens activated. Has the second charge. Utilizes immediately. Bless Shield from the Joanna. That's 1 kill. That's a big one. Temporal Loop onto Gia. Vala gets cleansed. She gets the Vault away. Condemned from Joanna. There's a Divine Shield onto somebody. Rain of Vengeance out from Vala as well. Farseer's Blessing gets a good splash shield to an ally. Rhaegar goes down. Blaze, Chromie, and Nubrak to try and defend, and I think they're doing okay for the time being. And Joanna, I can't believe she lived right there. I actually thought she was going to get picked up. Blaze gets dragged by Dahaka. Isolation onto him as well. Vala's got the vault kill. Genji does get picked off. It is Chromie and Nubrak to defend. Vala's on core. This might just be the Alliance taking the map. There is a top lane wave. Uther will fall, but he's got redemption. He's got that golden swirl. Joanna falls as well. Top lane's got a huge wave, which is a little scary. If this siege is denied, if this ending is denied, I do believe the core will fall on the side of the Alliance, but the Horde holds on, only losing 16% of their core. Nubrak burrows in. Gia taking a ton of damage. Does the Nubrak have rewind? He does. He pops it, but he can't close the distance in time. Dahaka reads the cocoon coming out. Able to burrow away from that one. But as I mentioned, there is this happening right here. And these catapults, how much are they dealing into core damage? 662 damage currently. Shielding is going to fall. Vala and Uther will save mid for sure, and top lane as well. But now, the Horde's running down through the lanes, and Zero, I think, wants to take this map. Blaze back at core. No, they're gonna delay things out, okay. The Horde is gonna hold. They're not gonna go too aggressive. Gonna grab double Siege Giant, Bruiser camp up in 45 seconds.
Avenge my husband. Earn his power and destroy your enemies.
Wit. Nice Iron Skin in time. Doesn't get hit by the burrow in. 62% on the core. Dahaka clears out the catapults. God. All right. We didn't really talk about it, but Acrobat Vala with Death Dealer auto attack, pretty scary if she could actually get the resets that she's looking for on her. Or I guess not resets, but when she gets the Death Dealer value. Another camp for top lane. Seems like they're going to try and push in through mid. No, they just take out the minion wave immediately. Chromie going to do the same thing in top lane. Just dump some sand over there. Oh, the game is still going to be continuing onward. We've got our camp on the right-hand side. Rhaegar to start that one. Still have bottom lane pushing in. Blaze going to clear that out easily, but while Blaze is showing there, the Hogger does have brush stock, I assume. He's actually brush stalking in right now, I think. Camp invaded and stolen away by the Alliance. We're getting into the 23 area minute mark of this game. And I believe we've had like 3 Dragonites so far, so I think this is the 4th Dragonite available. Blaze wants to jump onto the bottom lane since Genji gets top, and I think there's no channel onto the Dragonite available. Acrobat's a weird choice. Honestly, there's some really good Acrobat value that you see with Death Dealer synergy. Auto attack plus Acrobat can be insane. There's a clip from a couple months ago of Ravencourt games where there was just a Vala who absolutely hard carried a fight with that. Big Jet Propulsion splash stun from Dequaza into Wit. Bunkers activated by Blaze. Immediately cleared out. Temporal loop onto somebody. I think that was the Joanna. She's going to be stuck in a loop for a second. Nubrak trying to burrow away. Don't think he's going to be utilizing his rewind. Trying to get the Fed and Ivory sets. Maiev gets dragged immediately. Jet Propulsion gets that splash stun, as I mentioned. Joanna has the channel potential for a Dragonite, but team's still fighting in mid lane. Uther inside this cocoon. Immediately going to go down. Golden Swirl is there, so he's got the respawn in a second. Wit has rotated up. It's still 5v5, kind of. I mean, well, actually it is now. Death Knight with the respawn right here. Drag lands into Rhaegar. Good stun to follow up. X-Strike on top of that. Hopako with a Swift Strike through. Ancestor healing it down for the next 38 seconds. Divine Shield activated onto Genji, so stuck in a loop is going to end. We have catapults arriving towards the core in the top lane. And Dragonite's grabbed by the side of the Alliance. Are they going to run right into bottom lane with it? Yes. Yeah, they're literally just running into bottom lane with it. Can't blame them. 1,206 damage onto structures. Joanna and the rest are just trying to stop the backs, but I think Anubrak and Blaze, you just run at the enemy core. You try and trade these. I don't think you clear out the enemy side. You just try and run at the enemy core. Granted, oh, Catapult's already weakening, but this Dragonite and Navala auto attack, I don't know. Well, actually, this is going to be close. This is going to be close, chat. This is going to be very, very close. Base race! We got a base race between both these sides, and it's going to be a 16-0. The Alliance, with the good call at the end, they'll take the map. GG, well played. Alrighty, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, into the Ravencourt EU in-houses. My name is Bahamut. We got a stacked lobby here for our 6th game of the day. Thanks for hanging out. If you're having a good time, be sure to follow, sub. If you're watching on YouTube, hello YouTube. Be sure to like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Be sure to do all those things. God, my allergies. Give me a second. Sorry, I don't have a camera hotkey for this scene. Okay, sorry, I had to blow my nose. Hope you had a nice weekend. We're doing our best. Kind of having some bad mental health stuff, but it is what it is. Alright, there we go. Mayav Hogger, Lucio Genji to be banned away for Braxis holdout. What do we want to start with here? Brightwing is your first pick for Braxis holdout. Okay. Interesting. Not bad. No Blaze immediately. That's always very nice. We have a Dahaka and a Sylvanas. I like the draft from the Horde already. Looking like a pretty good start here for the solo lane and the push potential that they can offer up. Brightwing. What else do you want to grab here? Johanna's really good for a map like this. Anubarak's very strong as well. This is in my opinion, is a very good map for Gul'dan. I think this is actually Gul'dan's one of his best maps because of wave clear, poke potential around the objective area. What's up, Hulkan? Hulkan, how you doing, bud? Thanks for coming by the stream. Confused Otter sounds. What's up, Otter? How you doing today, bud? Incoming Illidan for the Alliance. Who bans Genji like ever? In the Ravencourt EU in-houses all the time. Well, not all the time. Genji and Blaze have like nearly 100% participation in games, whether it's through bans or picks. Like Genji and Blaze get played so much. It's just like, and another Genji pick. Yay! So yeah, that's why we're seeing Genji being banned away, because he gets played so much. And you might be like, but it's Braxis holdout, okay? You don't need wave clear if you kill the enemy team and win every single team fight. You don't know if you've ever seen him genuinely doing well? Watch these games. Watch the EU in-houses, and you will be very, very, very surprised. Not very surprised. You'll just be like, oh, I get it. Oh, I get it. Hypermobility, burst ability. I mean, Shin Gun with Shuriken Mastery gets you so much damage. And he's got 2 forms of mobility, 3 if you go... Actually, technically, I mean, he's got 3 regardless of whatever heroic you pick up. I mean, yeah, Dragon Blade is a bit different, but, like, X-Strike is almost a self-cleanse. Almost. You just need a Cho'Gall. Well, these players will play Blaze Genji every game, but the moment you break out a Cho'Gall, they're like, oh!
Here we go again.
I can't believe it. They get upset if you play Genji or Cho'Gall.
This cosmic dance, bursting decadence and withheld permissions, twists all our arms collectively. But if sweetness can win, and it can, then I'll still be here tomorrow to high-five you yesterday, my friend. Peace.
For the Alliance above all.
For our Fav Game Casting NYS Heart.
Glitter, thank you for the 500 bips. Thank you for the 500 bits out of nowhere. I appreciate that, bud. Thank you for the continued support and the kind words. Good Chromie burst is so enjoyable. Yeah, I would agree with you. Chromie into Sergeant Hammer's not bad either. Junkrat Chromie into Sergeant Hammer is going to be really annoying. If Hammer doesn't go Neo Steel Plating at level... No, if Hammer doesn't go Siege Tactics at level 4, she's going to have a miserable time, I do believe. Alright, everyone, over into the casting screen. While we load on in, I will struggle. No, just kidding. I will continue to do that. Braxis, hold out. Heading to a local brewery, be back in a bit. Hey, have fun, Ninja. Enjoy. Start prediction. The gamble has begun on the left-hand side. There's your level 1s if it matters. We have the members of the Alliance and our best of whatever here in the Ravencourt EU in-houses. If you're wondering why there's a score, it's because we keep track of the games for funsies. Hazu loves to play Junkrat. Huron Urel. We got Dead Inside on Chromie. Porky feeding super fast. Turbo feeding on Anubarak. Just kidding. Porky playing Anubarak. And Captain Rex will be on the Deathwing, but it's a tiny little one, so we'll call it Brightwing. To the right, we've got our Horde players. We've got Dayquaza and Dahaka Ultralisk on the Sergeant Hammer. We got a little SC2 in top lane. Meanwhile, in the bottom lane, Sylvanas played by Darkmok Lauber on Diablo. Oh, we got another Turbo Enter. And Hopaka playing the Anduin. Of course, someone's got to save Lauber with some Leap of Faith, so... We'll definitely jump into some comms for this game so we can cast a curse players, but until then, we'll probably do it around level 10s and stuff. That is not what you want. They don't get a kill into Ultralisk, but that still is just like, okay, well, that's the kind of game we're going to be playing. As I said, Siege Tactics at level 4 is a necessary talent for Sergeant Hammer to be able to mitigate some of the Junkrat, and also displacement from Yrel. Kyr's got Righteous Hammer that can bop hammer back. Level 7, you've got Hover Siege, so that kind of doesn't become an issue, but until then, for the next 6 levels, it's going to be a little bit of annoying. Speaking of annoying, it's going to be Anduin going down, a little rough go in bottom lane. Brightwing gets the first blood for their allies. If you want to gamble, you've got a few seconds left to get your Twitch predictions in, ladies and gentlemen. The gamble will close here for Brax's holdout in just a moment of will the Alliance or will the Horde win? Chromie gonna go at Horror Anomaly level 4, level 2, however you want to split that. I'm just gonna have more not steel traps, more time traps. She'll pick up 2 extra charges of time traps, and you reduce the cooldown by 8 seconds. What is the base cooldown? I assume it's not additive or subtractive. So you take it down to a 7-second cooldown. By 8 or 2-8? By 8. It's a very important 2-letter word. My internet just hiccuped again, so that's fun. Opaka split from the team will go down. Another kill into Anduin. Darkmok trying to rush out of bottom lane. Lauber gonna get poked at by this Junkrat. Hazuab's out of mana, needs to hearth back. Just kidding. He's going to get those charges of his frag launcher grenade back in just a second. Lauber trying to push people around as the Zerg wave channels in favor for the side of the Alliance. Kyr going to sit on this point as long as possible to keep that channel going. Brightwing's got some healing here and there, but Yrel, even with Dauntless level 1, can't stick around too long. Gonna go into the Gift of Naru. We don't see this very often. Divine Purpose heals the lowest health nearby ally here. Ugh, I can't talk. Heals the lowest health nearby allied hero other than Yrel. Divine Purpose. Divine Purpose is the trait? Yeah, Divine Purpose is the trait. Interesting. We don't see that talent at level 4 very often, so Kyr may be trying something out different. We are going to see Bog Down, or excuse me, Boom Pow, so I wonder if we'll actually have Bog Down for the Junkrat. Might go into full concussion build. Chastise onto Hazuab, excuse me, but he's going to answer Lauber with a concussion mine, forcing out the Leap of Faith from Hopaka. That's a 75-second cooldown. Going to have that somewhere in the 4-minute 30 mark back and available for use. Until then, we're just kind of chilling. Another concussion mine onto Lauber. He's just getting blasted around on this map right now. The Alliance with potential. Nicely done. Hazuabs takes down Sergeant Hammer. I mean, he was a Protoss player, so you know, taking down the Terran is very normal for him. Lauber should be dead here. I don't see how Lauber gets out of this alive. A massive Zerg wave will be coming in through the top lane, pushed up by Yrel. I think the rest of the team will actually split push in bottom lane. They'll clear out the Ultralisk and some other little lings and such that are going to be summoned by the Bile Drop, but I do think this is, yeah, Porky and friends clearing this out. Junkrat rotates to top lane. Try and create a little bit of harassment. While the Guardians are still getting siege from afar, the Ultralisks are getting chunked. One remains. Hydra's doing work currently in the far, or I guess in the middle of all of this. The Ultralisk does go down. Now, as a reminder, the Bile Drop is summoned by Ultralisks and also Guardians, so you're going to see more Bile Drops coming down as long as these Guardians are are alive. And since they outrange structures, you have to step in for them. I believe they have a range of like 10 or something. They have a range of 10, so they outrange structures by 2. as forts and keeps and the core have a range of 8. Towers on the fort front gate and keep front gate have a range of 7.8, but we just round these things to 8 for ease. So Guardian doesn't take down the fort in top lane. Bottom lane wise, Ultralisk actually hovers in trying to take down this fort. Siege tactics activated, Ultralisk able to boost away. Anubarak burrows in but can't land it onto Ultralisk. Dahaka brush talks in, Dequaza tanks a bit of damage, looking for dead inside here. Lands the drag, but a cleanse from right wing. Why did that look like a single target cleanse? It must have been Soothing Mist, right? Yeah, it was Soothing Mist, it's just the animation looked weird. Holy Avenger. Hitting enemy hero with Avenging Wrath at maximum charge, deal 25% more damage and reduces the cooldown by 1 second. There was, when Yrel released, there were some people that were trying to make the Avenging Wrath build a thing. Because I think it's at level 4. Isn't it at level 4, chat, where you get armor for you and your allies or something like that? Yeah, Aegis of Light. Upon landing, Avenging Wrath grants other nearby allied heroes 30 armor for 4 seconds. That was something we did see people try and make a thing, but it never really caught on as a build for Yrel. Because you do have cooldown reduction. So like in clumpy team fights it kind of works out, but it's not that optimal. Level 4 was OP when armor stacking was a thing. Yeah, that's a good point too. That's a good point too. That's probably why we actually saw that being a thing for a little bit, because of armor stacking. But armor stacking was like one of the last major changes to like gameplay. Like armor stacking went away. I think when we had role changes, right? Like when Vikings became a support hero. And we got rid of the specialist role. Back when Blizzard was like, yeah, we'll have mastery rings where you can see the level of your mastery. Do you guys remember that? Back in my day, Blizzard made promises.
The beacons are active once again. Control them before the enemy does.
Oh man. Fingers crossed for Stormgate. BFG comes out from Sergeant Hammer. Diablo cooks up the Riptire really quickly. Let's listen to some comms here, chat. Let's get into some comms for the Horde.
Yeah, no problem. Anub is 1 HP.
I have one more route very soon. Robin?
We can just play with
come
the...
in.
I have nothing.
I can disable. We go. No,
Insane.
No.
Yes. I'm ready.
Back.
Just fort now.
I can't disable, I'm locked out.
Have root.
I will just play this slow.
Nothing anymore.
Chrome is slow mana. He will
get
be
it.
base pretty soon.
20 seconds straight.
Yeah, I think we can stay like this. Just defend the Zerg first, yeah.
Maybe we can send someone top, yes?
No, I think we are completely fine like this.
Okay.
I don't know for myself.
Yrel is...
Yankees go on top. Yankees go on.
You can go on her, she's alone, I think. Only Brightwing and Yrel bot right now, they're coming with everyone else top.
Wait, he's just jumping.
I'm
switching on
blind,
right wing,
I'm
I'm
blind,
right wing,
man.
I'm right wing.
There you go.
I have
Nothing. Nothing.
Just support.
Yeah.
We can do this on the way. Yeah, let's do this on the way.
Oh.
Just waste the trap though.
They can't play this, right?
There's an array here.
Let them come on us, I think. Let them come on us. We shall
We can
Yrel has
also
no
just
R.
look for
Yrel
kills,
has no
like
R.
we don't have to play for... Like,
I don't
I think
have
just
light
play for kills, actually. Front line.
I got knocked in.
Oh,
I'm split.
nice.
Oh, we got
We can get out. We can get out.
You guys go top, base the bottom.
I have light bomb.
Yeah.
I wanna go top.
Chrome bot. And they insta-push top without camp? What do you think? Chromie bot and junk bot. Okay.
Already.
Yeah.
Little insight into what the Horde players are planning and doing. Definitely like how clear the comms can get when they get into a team fight. Want to point out Dahaka tissue regeneration, 9 out of 10 stacks. We are 10 minutes in, chat. We are 10 minutes into this map, and Dahaka's nearly done with tissue regeneration. Nearly a stack a minute. That's still insane. We talked about it last game, and I'll talk about it this game. These players are absolutely out of their mind with stacking in a good way. Kudos to our Dahaka player getting so many stacks so quickly. Lauber is isolated from his team. Speaking of isolated, there's a Cocoon onto Darkmok who's able to be broken out by Ultralisk. A Light Bomb from Mando increase him to space for Lauber to back away. He's still taking some damage from the minion wave as those Raven missiles were chasing after. Ultralisk is going to get split by a Concussion Mine, but Brightwing's traded in this moment. Lauber gets a big Fire Stomp out, pops the Lightning Breath immediately. I think he canceled early just because he was in a bit of a rough spot. Ardent Defender activated by Cure, but he didn't get much healing. Dead Inside chased, but of course this Time Trap is right there, and Darkmok is not able to chase down this Chromie. Chromie Dead Inside able to tap well. Cure tanking some damage. Already used that Ardent Defender, 100-second cooldown. Meanwhile, a huge wave in bottom lane. The Raven and the Goliath are pushing on to the keep front gate. Needs to be answered as the beacons activate in a few seconds here. Hammer and Brightwing back from death. Anubrak might be going down. Lauber and Dequaza unable to make something happen here as they were hit by an Impale. Dequaza split by a Concussion Mine. Needs to tap the bush to get some of that speed to back away. Also, utilizing Lurker Strain level 4. Does have that 30% movement speed. Diablo doesn't have an angle for a Shadow Charge. A wasted Light Bomb Cocoon onto Anduin. Yrel comes in for a flank, but she's going to be picked off immediately. The charge on the Zerg wave is in favor of the Alliance, but what does the Horde do here? Their top lane fort is on just a touch of HP. We're currently at 538 HP as Junkrat tries to poke out. Bottom lane still has a Goliath outranging the structure currently. It's actually got the oh, it outranges structures by 0.2. As I meant, I was like, how is it outranging it with an 8 range? Right. The fort towers have a range of 7.8, so yes, this camp outranges the structure by just a touch. Everything's just a touch. Sylvanas locks down the tower with some black arrows. Diablo with the fire stomps through a few enemies. The Alliance turtled up a little bit here. Darkmok throws back a Haunting Wave. Lauber on the left-hand side getting some Fire Stomp value. He is full Soul to Flame. He wants to heal up a bit through this, trying to get out of the slowing sands. That's to wiggle the way away from sand. And oh, it's a Kaimo cleanse. The Diablo goes down, Soul's expended. He'll be back. The charge on the Zerg wave is going in favor of the Horde, but that's going to delay out at 84%. BFG goes through. Anubrak, Porky's still alive. Tries to turn onto whole pocket here inside the slowing sands. Cocoon onto Dahaka. Now Sergeant Hammer's got a boost away. Lauber's back from death, but he doesn't have the souls he really needs. Gonna get some value from those returning fire stomps. Up to 30 souls, and Sylvanas will fall. Lightning Breath a little too far away, and Lauber immediately gets hit by a steel trap. Still has a camp in bottom lane, by the way. It is just the Raven, but still that Raven helping to push up the wave. Cyclone's locked onto the keep. Cure with 78 HP in the top lane gets a little heal from Brightwing. Anubrak goes in, but Dahaka burrows away. He still goes down. The charge is there for a split second. Lauber needs to get out of this, but he's going to be met by a steel trap, a righteous hammer, and death. Cyclone still locked on. The Raven missiles are dealing quite good damage here. What's up, Totsky? Junkrat on point. And this is Sergeant Hammer and crew making quick work of this camp as a boss will also be grabbed. Boss should go to bottom lane, so it'll be opposite wave of Zerg, but oh, actually, hold on. Sergeant Hammer delays at the top. Sylvanas, Darkmok does see this, but they just can't step in on this. Not without 16s, not without everyone here. Dahaka's still pushing up the top lane. So boss goes bottom, Brightwing gets the top channel with Hazuabs, and Yrel holds bottom lane just to make sure they get this last 2% on their Zerg wave. But as I mentioned, that Zerg wave going to be going top lane. So 2 forms of siege that the members of the Horde need to deal with. Their own Zerg wave is fairly healthy in the bottom lane too. It's a 90-something% Zerg wave. So big Zerg waves on both sides. Hammer gonna Hearth out. I think she's gonna be... She won't be canceled from that one. Gonna siege up here. BFG through the line of the Zerg. Gets a decent amount of damage. Concussion Mine pushes back Ultralisk again, maybe trying to bait out some of the siege tactics value. Bottom lane Zerg wave is still very healthy. Cure trying to clear things out, but of course took a lot of damage from what I assume is going to be the big Baneling barrage. Bottom lane Keep will go down. We actually have a fight breaking out in top lane towards the fort area that's already been taken down. Light Bomb into Chromie, but she times out for a moment. She's definitely dead. She doesn't have here or there, and she's dead. Remember when someone yesterday was like, if you have Crystal Aegis, you live? That's exactly what happens when you have Crystal Aegis. You just time yourself out to only die. So the core will lose some shielding. Top lane fort goes down. It seems like Brax's holdout is not over just yet. Brax's holdout will continue here. A little Widow Mine set up in the bush. Gonna try and steal this camp away quite quickly. Okay, so, yeah, camp got a ton of value in bottom lane earlier on. Dahaka and the rest look to steal away this camp as well. 45 seconds for that. 2 minutes on the boss. The boss will be up around 1848, something like that. 1848 in-game time is roughly our boss timer. If you are wondering. Diablo at 79 souls can finish this out, actually, with some fire stops through the keep front gate, through the enemy heroes. You gotta damage an enemy hero 3 times to get 1 soul with that fire stomp. You still believe in the Horde. Who doesn't? Lobber aggressively shadow charges onto Chromie in front of the gate in mid here. Hammer gets a BFG out before the Cocoon will connect. Leap of Faith onto Darkmok. Kira jumps in with an Avenging Wrath, but immediately dragged by Dahaka. Shadow Charge from Diablo. Big Impale from Anub'arak, and Hazuabs gets the double kill for his team. We're gonna make that maybe a triple kill into Sylvanas. Quadra kill into the... Oh, actually, no, it's Hammer who takes down Anub'arak. Yrel, Diablo, so much to be traded right here. Polymorph from Brightwing. They chase onto Ultralisk, but they've got to boost out. Meanwhile, there's a camp on core. This will get some damage onto shielding, but Junkrat should be able to clear out the 2 Cyclones before... Yeah, that's easily cleared out. Now we look at death timers. Have a nice day, Hazuabs. We look at the death timers, 25 to 18 seconds between 3 enemy heroes. This is looking pretty good for the side of the Alliance. And actually, why not listen in on the Alliance comms and hear what they're talking about? Give myself a break from talking to all of you about nothing.
I think Brightwing should base and clear Kados.
I think we need to go away. No.
They're gonna be up before us. This is kind of scary.
They're all alive. If
Most
we
of
can,
them alive.
Oh, he dug top. We can walk bottom together. He has Z for you. You're fine. Hammer's top too.
Okay. Go this way.
Yeah, we fight this.
Okay. He's in trouble.
Coming. Coming. Yeah. Oh wow.
Large.
I get on bottom.
I'm still going. I got one,
baby. Go. Play slow. We're not there yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
We can go down.
We can try boss. No.
Yeah. So, can we
Okay. But Hammer will shoot us.
Just play on the left side. I think we should be okay.
Okay, I'm
we
coming.
can maybe dive them too.
Yeah, we have 20. Yeah, it's good.
Can
It's good.
Brightwing, you have Z up?
12 seconds.
I think you need to back and clear bottom soon.
I'm running at him.
I'm leaving now.
Just play together. Just play one lane at a time. Play a little so let him clear the Katas before we go crazy.
I need to get the glow. Yeah, because Brightwing. Yeah, I'm getting the glow.
They have to clear balls. We should be chilling.
Yeah,
can we even take this camp? Yeah,
I
let's
think
take
it's
theirs.
better to get this first.
Yeah, I have.
No, Diablo.
Okay.
I'm coming to
maybe
you guys.
dive them here. Yeah, they're deep. We should dive.
I'm
If
looking.
we can catch anyone.
Maybe Dahaka?
Okay, don't get time.
Oh my god.
Coming.
They're using a lot of crap.
Maybe it's good.
Cleanse, it's
That's
fine.
wailing.
It's Omega fine.
Nice. I guess we just.
We might need Junkrat back. Like,
Later
they're
on,
great.
later on.
I get
It's
the
Dojo.
Yeah, I will reply on
If we
the
could
way.
keep first.
Can we just base grace?
I think so, yeah.
If you
Let's
want
just
to,
all
then
in, all
sure.
in.
I'm not.
Giga Chad, Giga Chad, Giga Chad.
Big good Chad moment. Ultralisk is really chunked.
Just hit the
I
buildings.
think I think he's pre-tapped from. Oh no, we see him. No.
Okay, it's fine.
I think tank zone. You guys hit the core if you can.
Yo. Webbing to Haka. Hitting hammer.
Everyone hit core. Everyone hit core.
Yeah, everybody hit door.
I'm zoning the hammer.
We're omega zoning the DPS.
Okay.
Helping Sylv. Kill Sylv.
Hit core, hit core, hit core.
Yeah, okay, clean.
Nice.
I wanted the KDA, bro.
I want the KDA, bro, and that will be the Alliance taking our 6th map of the day. GG, well played. Ah, damn, I thought I hit the unmute button. Well, that's fun. I fucking hate everything. Welcome back, everyone, to the Raven Court EU in-houses. Blah, blah, blah. Stuff's happening. Captain's Draft will be on the 19th. I don't know if I have any... I probably don't have any participation with that because, I don't know. I have no idea. I was in a staff channel, now I'm not in a staff channel. There was planning, and I got removed from it, so I don't know, man. I don't know what's going on. There's a captain's draft in like 2 weeks on a Saturday. We're also doing a cooking stream that day, so woohoo. Maybe you reverse muted? No, I muted when I opened the beer, and then I hit the button again, but I guess I double tapped it. I don't know. It's a day. It's a day. All right, well, Blaze starts things out. Big surprise on that one. Going to Curse Hollow for map number 7. Brightwing to be grabbed with a Sylvanas as well. All right. Genji, Junkrat are still very prioritized heroes for a map like this. A lot of good poke potential from them. We'll probably see Genji. We'll probably see Genji here. If not, he'll probably be banned away.
Ready for action.
Murden Blaze. Hey, Course. There he is! Get into our next ban phase here. Gonna need a healer to be banned away, I would assume. I don't hate the idea of an Anduin ban. Could look for a Rhaegar if they actually want to get rid of the cleanse, but it's going to be Sergeant Hammer. It's just which of the evils you don't want to deal with, and Hammer's the evil they don't want to deal with. Joanna banned away as well, so we still have... like, globals up and available. They're probably gonna go Light Bomb Genji. Why the long face? Because I'm a horse. Because I'm a horse. ETC? I mean, ETC's alright, it's just not a prioritized tank in my opinion. We'll see how it all works out. This could be a crowd surfer ETC. This could be a crowd surfer ETC to get through some of the terrain and stuff like that. Maybe he goes a little bit more utility for his team as well. But then you're kind of lacking the tank aspect. Shimada Bros wouldn't be bad here with an Anduin as well. Light Bomb with Genji. I mean, it's pretty evident that they were gonna go for the Anduin with the Genji, but at the same time, with Ultralisk on the side of the Alliance, they want to target ban the Hammer out. So that's the reason we're seeing the Hammer ban. Is because that's I believe it's targeted for Ultralisk, who's really kind of reinvigorated a lot of Hammer play. Maev to wrap up the draft offers poke potential. Containment Disc is actually... Sorry. Containment Disc isn't too bad either. I like the Containment Disc to be able to kind of throw that on the Genji and then maybe burst him down afterwards, or realistically anyone who steps a little too far forward. So it's not a bad draft by any means. Both teams have some good stuff here. Let's get into our cast. Start prediction. Which team wins Cursed Hollow? A Nubarak last pick. For who? For who? Oh, probably for the Horde you meant. Got it. Wait. No, it was a Maev last pick. What? I don't even know. Whatever. Start prediction. On the right-hand side, we have the members of the Horde. If you'd like to get some Twitch gambles in, be sure to do so if you want to use your channel points. If you don't have any channel points and you're not following the channel, you can follow. That gets you a chunk of channel points, costs you $0, and it makes Bandit happy. Kira will be playing Yrel. Kira, come on, bud. You got to set the spray. Kira will be playing Yrel for the Horde. We've got EV on this Maev. Hopaka on the ETC. Captain Rex to play Brightwing. And last but not least, Hazuabs on Sylvanas. On the left-hand side, we've got Darkmok for the Alliance playing Blaze. We'll see an Anduin played by Rutso. 0-2 on that Falstad. Ultralisk on Genji. And all the way in the bottom lane, we've got Alien on this Muradin. Oops, wrong button. So I was trying to get vision going here for everyone so you can see what the setup looks like in mid lane. Auto attack for 0-2, by the way, on Falstad. Auto attack Falstad build. Got about 5k to 5k on the two teams, a little bit more favoring the Horde. Power Slide from ETC connecting onto one as the Stormbolt from Muradin is unavailable, I do believe. That's a nice big burst onto Falstad. He does go down, phase shift from Brightwing to try and chase down Rutso, who will be able to catch his Divine Star in time and get some healing. Meanwhile, Ultralisk being pressured by EV, the Umbral Bind trying to play around that in the tower shots. Muradin comes in with a Stormbolt and Dwarf Toss, Slam, Jam, Thunderclap on the ground, but no kill just yet. Ultralisk considered jumping in, but just had to play it safe. Didn't want to get power slowed, power slitted by ETC and Umbral Binded. Umbral Bound by Maev. Cure back on Yrel, by the way. Been seeing a lot of, we've been seeing Cure play some different solo laners, which I do like for these games. I think it's always important to kind of showcase a little bit of your hero pool, especially if you are either the captain or a potential pick for the Ravencourt EU in-houses, or the Ravencourt League. If you're wondering what I'm talking about, so right now, Ravencourt is running twice a week in-house games. You have to win 5 of these games. You could play 30,000... No, not that many, but you know what I mean. You could play 20 of these games, and if you only win 4, you're uneligible. You have to win 5 games to be eligible for the Captain's Draft on August 19th. So a lot of these players are really working for those 5 wins. But also, even if you're beyond the 5 wins, you still want to play a bit. One, to play against enemy players, understand some of their picks and play styles. Showcase your skill to maybe be drafted. Now, granted, I don't think Hazuabs will be struggling to get drafted. I'm pretty sure he's high on the list of draftees for a lot of these captains. But either way, you still got to get to those 5 wins. Darkmok will go down. Another kill goes over the Horde. Hazuabs with 89 HP, trying to wiggle around here, playing within the bush, but Ultralisk goes in for it and will be able to get the counter kill. It's going to be a 1-for-1 so far, as Genji gets a secondary kill, but the face melt is not enough. Alpaca, the power slide, still 6 seconds until off cooldown. Oh, that's a tough go right there, buds. That's a tough go. You believe? Oh, is Hazu a captain? I thought he wasn't. My bad. Sorry about that. I know, like, Masquerade, Pure, Dino. I know they were all captains. I didn't realize that he was one as well. Oh, then my point's moot. Hazu is not. Well, now Twitch chat's just lying to me. God dang it, Twitch chat. Get it together. Zen, you owe chat 1 gifted sub for lying to everyone. Oh, we got 8 stacks for Falstead right now on his auto attack, 19 for Genji, Shuriken Mastery, 2 piercing light value, or 2 stacks for Anduin on piercing light, so he's got 2% on spell power. Max is out of 10%. Auto attack, full auto attack build for the Falstead, by the by. Did go secret weapon at level 7. You're bad? Yeah, you better be. It's alright. Welcome to the stream, Zen. We're having a day. Alright. Loudspeaker and Pinball Wizard, by the way, for ETC. Big Bob looking for Rutso here. Flash shield, is it enough? Yes. I think that was a self-casted Desperate Prayer, honestly. Now Hopaka finds himself in a bit of an awkward situation. Tries to get a good power slide for a root or a stun onto the enemy before falling, but Ultralisk is able to dive away. One delay around the objective from Maev. Ultralisk waiting here. Muradin jumps in immediately into the bush onto Hazuaz with a Stormbolt to the face. Skullcracker is the level 7, so those sustained autos are really good into a single target. Now Muradin finds himself in a really weird spot. Tried to Dwarf Toss away, gets pulled back by the Umbral Bind. Hazuab's around a third of their HP. Falstead coming in here for a flank. Big hammering, and the auto attacks. That secret weapon, level 7. Ultralisk gets the kill into Hazuab's. On the left-hand side, Darkmok doesn't have a whole lot of HP or mana. Was trying to chase down Cure a bit, though. Falstead barrel rolling in to close the distance, keeping those autos going. On the left-hand side, EV hit it with a jet propulsion to the face, and that's 10 talent here for the side of the Alliance.
Gather tribute.
Haymaker Muradin! We got a Haymaker Muradin. I always joke around that Lauber is one of the only people that play Haymaker Muradin, but I'm glad to see there's others out there. Back in my day, Dwarf Toss was unstoppable! Yes, it was. Yes, it was. Yes, it was. The good old days of playing Muradin and just being Muradin. Being Muradin and doing Muradin things. Light Bomb, jump on, Swift Strike trying to chase down Hazuabs, but X Strike X Strike is forced. And Blaze gets a delay onto Hopaka. 2 out of 3 potential. Potential curse for the side of our Alliance. Kier trying to jump around here, gets the phase shift from Brightwing in time. Retzo moving back down towards mid lane. Falstead pushes up bottom a little bit with the boss, and now we have a flight right on top of Kier's head. Scrobs, thanks for the raid. I appreciate it. We'll send your alert after we get you after I get out of this game. I hope you had a good art stream. I was lurking a bit in your channel. Hopefully the commission was going well. Appreciate you, bud. Thank you, Stark, for the shout out. Yrel jumps in. Ultralisk taking a bit of damage. Wailing Arrow casted by Hazuabs. Ooh, Zero barrel rolls in, looking for that sustained damage. Can't land it though. Yrel immediately avenging wraths away. ETC 92 seconds on Mosh. No level 13, so he's not going to be... Oh, Yrel jumps into a Light Bomb from Andu and Stormbolt from Muradin, piercing value, but Muradin's the one to go down. You finally finished it. Congratulations, bud. You tried Haymaker yesterday, but failed. Well, obviously, you just didn't hay... You makered when you were supposed to hay, instead of haymakering when you were supposed to haymaker. Does that make sense? It's like when you zag instead of zigging, you know? Well, it's not going to be, I mean, there were 2 levels later, but it's not going to be a Hinterland's Blast Falstad. We did have a Hinterland's Blast earlier. We also gave a new name for an Entomb combo, the Electric... Wait, what did we call it? The Electric Grave? Entomb plus Hinterland's Blast. Electric Grave. Granted, that's probably better with, like, Electric Fence from Tassadar, so... Curse will go over to the side of the Alliance. Let's jump into their comms and listen to what they have to say. This is going to be the team of Retso. Sorry, I need to find the team in Discord. There it is.
I'm defending top for now.
Can come.
I interrupt.
Yeah, Yrel might be flanking.
I'm coming top as well. Maybe we can kill him.
Back.
I can't dive anymore. But I can maybe.
I can't, so.
Fuck. I'm okay.
No, the minion wave.
They here, no?
What a scam.
Are you okay?
Probably. No! Okay, I'm going to keep team.
What's happening?
I think I'm fine actually though. I can't help it now.
Of course.
Man, Chad, I've had a great day of caster cursing these teams left and right anytime I get in their comms, because we jump in and Ultralisk cannot confirm the kill into Brightwing and top lane. You heard the rest of the team was considering to jump in and help them. They did rotate down over here, and ETC drops a beautiful Mosh, and that'll be a double kill. Ultralisk will live, and you can hear in the comms just kind of the sadness in their voices, as it was Ultralisk who was fine, and the allies who came to save him will fall. Unfortunate. Bosses will be up 3 minutes. Oh, actually, Boston Bottom's up in about 50. Excuse me, about 50 seconds. At least Ultralisk was fine. At least Ultralisk is fine. Gotta save his KDA. Nice face melt onto Darkmok denies the jet propulsion. We also see a containment disc out from Maiev. It's a 40-second cooldown. It's not the longest thing in the world, so spamming this or throwing it out just to be able to clean disengage, I'm not opposed to this whatsoever. And even then, it doesn't even eat that much mana. It's 50 mana. I actually think most of her basic abilities have more mana consumption than that. 30, 55, 50. Okay, well, we're close-ish. Oh boy, camp on the right will be grabbed into mid lane. ETC just chilling in the bush. Gonna get chastised and such. Yeah, Boston bottom lane, as I mentioned, is up and available. No mosh pit to be used. 3 seconds on the cooldown on that one. He also didn't go Encore level 13. We know because it's not yellow, it's orange, so he's going mic check. He also did go in for the showstopper. Is it 35 armor? 35 armor for 4 seconds. And that is physical and spell. ETC gets the power slide out. Face melt to bop back the enemy team. Wailing Arrow comes out from Sylvanas as well. Containment disc on to Blaze as he's locked in there for a second or two. He's also going to be silenced for 1.5 seconds. Light Bomb is... Oh my god, the Soothing Mist is beautifully read from Captain Rex. ETC drops a Mosh. Bunker is called down from Blaze in time as the extract from Genji will come through. Haymaker activated by Murden at some point during this engagement. Actually, it was only 10 seconds ago. Stormbolt onto Cure. Righteous Hammer bops back the enemy. Right Wing has to phase shift, helping out Holpaka here. Ultralisk wants to chase in. Bottom lane has a decent wave onto the Keep already. Keep front gate taken out. Meanwhile, mid lane. But the fight's not over yet. The fight, it continues. Great gust from Zero into the wall. ETC is split from his team. The auto attacks are available, but the Alliance can't get enough damage in for a kill. They actually managed to land it. As Falstad will fall. Cure with a little bit of healing over time. I do believe he tapped the well. Ultralisk dropping below 50%. Seer trying to play the low end, but has the armor reduced. I believe that's the Templar's Verdict, which is going to be reducing it. It wasn't tower shots. Rutzo's Light Bomb doesn't get the stun that he wants. Darkmok in a really bad spot here. Falls as well. A nice triple kill to the side of the Horde. Will they go for boss? Will they go for double boss? I guess not. I thought they could take one and then go for the other, but we have a wave in top pushed in, a wave in mid pushed in. Next objective is on the left-hand side, but they're actually going for the just now spawning boss. They're not going to go for the aggressive. I feel like they could have done this. And maybe that's me being too aggressive, but I feel like they definitely could have done this. Falstad still 5 seconds away. They would have made this rotation. Let's see, by the time Falstad spawns, he's spawning now. They made the rotation to top, so we can safely assume another quarter of the health of this is gone. So easily could have gone boss, but I like this safe call. This is a safe, easy call. Boss goes in through top lane. And of course, if you consider it, top lane has more value. There's no fort up and available. Well, I mean, it's how do you want to argue value too? Is there more value in taking down bottom lane forts? That way you have even catapult pressure against each other? Or is it better to push in through top and maybe have consistent catapult pressure up against the periodic from the enemy team? These are the questions that these players know. They know the answer to, and we don't. But right now the fight will continue around this objective phase. The Horde could potentially get a boss of their own. Light Bomb from Anduin will be cast on the Darkmok. We have a huge hammering out from Falstad. And the reason it's huge is because of that, not the crippling hammer, sorry. He actually didn't even go into that. He actually, the secret weapon is what I wanted to mention. But here is the boss in top lane, still wailing onto a keep. With the rate that he's attacking, I do believe this boss confirms keep. I don't think Blaze or anyone can get here in time to stop this. Yeah. ETC dead for 30 seconds, no stage dive. They're gonna consider this. What's the vision for our red team? Kier jumps in, sees a lot of enemies. Wailing Arrow from Sylvanas. Murden split from the team as well. He's just trying to disengage at this point. Boss is gonna be leashed once. It's gonna get half, 3/4, full HP. Next tribute is on the bottom right of the map, favoring the positioning of the Horde, but of course they don't have a fort available, so it's kind of even Stevens.
Shall we see who gathers enough tribute this time?
Back on boss on the left-hand side. ETC did just respawn. Haymaker from Muradin pushes Urel right kind of where she wants to be. Ardent Defender activated and Cure's back up to full HP. No one jumps on the point to steal this away. Light Bomb from Genji. Swift strikes in, gets a stun onto 2. ETC may be looking for a flank power slide onto the enemy team. Nah, he's going to run straight into this. Actually, he's going to play from the bush. Blink in. That's a blink ETC. Sylvanas, by the way, also has her own Bolt of the Storm. Muradin will fall. Black arrows from Hazuabs allow this siege to continue unabated. Bottom lane boss will confirm keep, and I feel like they want to go for a counter keep, maybe? Urel gets curse. Okay, so what do they do with this, though? Muradin's dead for 40 seconds. What's up, ISO? How you doing, bud? Kier just runs on in, charging up that hammer, charging up my laser. Another jump in from Urel. Keep in bottom lane, tanking a ton of damage on both sides of things. There's the bottom lane keep to fall, as I mentioned. Muradin up in 15 seconds. Mid lane shoved in, Blaze clearing top. Actually, Kier grabs the experience from mid. 20 talent tiers on both sides as the Alliance just picked up their own 20s. Wind Tunnel, Fortified Bunker, Censure, Living Weapon, and Rewind. That's a jet propulsion that says hello to the enemy team. Kier gets a Righteous Hammer to bop back Blaze, who pops Pyromania. Mid lane keeps still on a little bit of HP. ETC getting locked into place. The Haymaker saves! The Haymaker saves! Unfortunately, Muradin saving Hopaka with that with the Haymaker right there. ETC gonna still try and back away. Not sure if he's got... Oh, that's a big potential mosh. Wind Tunnel down for 41 seconds. Huge Umbral Bind pulls back in the enemy. And Maiev is getting Fan and Ive resets all over the place. Meanwhile, in the top lane, the wave is approaching core up against the Alliance, and the Horde is chasing down Darkmok, who will try and jet propulsion away, but interrupted once by a face melt. They want the KDA. You heard Porky in the last game. You gotta get that KDA up. It's very important for getting drafted. Very important for getting drafted in the Ravencourt League that's coming up in a couple weeks. And with that, the core is going to rapidly be reduced down to 0. The members of... Oh, come on. Toxic. I said it. Yeah, I said it. Welcome back into the Ravencourt EU in-houses. My name's Bahamut. Welcome into our 8th map of the day. Oh, I saw ISO. I saw, dude. That looks cool. I like it. What a dick. Nah, whatever. People want to be piles of shit. They can be piles of shit. That's whatever, dude. I just don't care. Like, I just don't care. I just don't care. Whatever. All I care about is my dog. That's all I give a shit about. As long as I can feed my dog, that's all I give a shit about. I'll starve before my dog gets... I'll starve before my dog does. There you go. Welcome back into the in-houses. I'm having a fantastic day as we are getting into Garden of Terror, 8th map of the day. We've got a Maiev to be banned out by the side of the Horde. Now, if you're wondering, Bahamut, is this the best of? Unfortunately, no. Well, I guess fortunately, unfortunately. I don't know how you want to look at it, but either way, it means more games, and so I guess it's fortunately. This is a best of whatever. We just keep track of the games so that way we know how many games we've casted, all that good stuff. These games do go up on YouTube, so if you're watching on YouTube, welcome. This VOD is all jacked up because my internet died, my power died, everything sucked. So I'm gonna have to edit this one up a little bit and then upload it to YouTube, and I'll probably just do that today after stream, because, I mean, why not just keep working? So, yeah, we're getting into our next map. Thanks for hanging out. If you're watching on YouTube, be sure to like and subscribe, because that does help for metrics on YouTube. Helps us get noticed more, so we get weird comments on our StarCraft videos, like when I labeled StarCraft 1, Terran versus Zerg, Silver 1, and the response in the comments was, what did I just watch? I'm pretty sure if you read the title of the YouTube video, you would know. But we are here with a Genji first pick for Garden of Terror. How do I know it's Genji? Because I'm wrong, it's Hogger. Hogger wasn't banned away, completely missed it. It's Garden of Terror, it's one of his best maps because he can just solo camp so easily, as well as be able to move through the I wouldn't say it's corridors. You can't really call it the jungle area, because then people get upset I'm using League and Dota terms. But basically, the rotational areas from top to mid or mid to bot, very good spinning potential for Hogger. Only today? No, I've honestly, it's just today just I broke. I've been barely holding it together for the last like 2 weeks. The Garden Arena, that's a better way to call it, honestly. The Garden Arena. Hogger, Brightwing, Sylvanas. It's obviously going to be a Cho'Gall for the side of the Horde. Obviously, it's Cho'Gall. Do you know what's consistently surprising in a lot of these games is the lack of Tychus. We haven't seen in nearly 8 games that I've casted today. Now, I know there's been other lobbies. We've had double lobbies. We've had triple lobbies at a point. I'm sure there's a Tychus, or maybe there wasn't, but I have not seen Tychus picked or banned all day in 8 games, and that's mind-boggling to me. Because it's not like his base kit is bad. Like it's just like he has a dash, he has mobility, he's got poke with grenade, he's got Commandeer Odin or Draken Laser Drill. It's wild to me that there's so little priority on Tychus in EU. And I don't know if it's a playstyle thing, if it's just I don't know. It's just weird to me, honestly. But we do have the aggression of a Kerrigan. Do we see hyper carry Kerrigan, or is it going to be some other auto attacker or mage with that? On the opposing side, they still need a main tank. They could go for the sandwich, the assassin sandwich, but no, okay. Sorry, the assassin sandwich or Garden of Terrors, you grab 2 solo laners and a main tank, and then you have ranged DPS and a healer. And so basically you have a solo laner in the top, a solo laner in the bottom, you've got our main tank healer in the mid, and then your ranged DPS kind of floats and does jungling, if you will. But there's a Hanzo to wrap things up for the side of the Alliance. Draft-wise, I don't know who I give this over to. Junkrat Harassment's really good. Siege potential overall from the Horde is very good. So maybe I say the Horde has got a better draft here. Let's go ahead and jump into our casting screen. I will go ahead and write us up a prediction for our 8th map of the day. Which team will win Garden of Terror? I'll start the prediction when we load fully in. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, into Garden of Terror. This is actually the 2nd time we've been on this map today. On the left-hand side, for the Alliance, we are looking at Dead Inside on Hanzo, Porky to play, Joanna, Sven on a healer? Sven, I usually play solo, and that's why I'm like, Sven playing Rhaegar, Stark playing Dahaka, that makes sense. See, I can see why the role swap is there. And Ultralisk wraps up the team for Kerrigan. Oh, she's got her Terran-esque skin. To the side of the Horde on the right, we've got Hopaka playing I was gonna say Darkmog. Hogger, Darkmog on Junkrat. Cillian playing a Nubrek. Maybe scouts out Kerrigan here. Sylvanas to be played by Hazuabs. And last but not least, we will see Brightwing played by Captain Rex. Sylvanas moves into bottom lane with a Nubrek to try and lock down the tower, but Kerrigan tries to find a Primal Grasp and impale into Hazuabs. The priority is into him, but Ultralisk cannot get the kill on Sylvanas. No first blood for either side, and a bit of poke damage onto the fort front gate. The gamble is still going. There's no one believing in the Alliance, and how could you believe in them? They're a bunch of filthy dogs. Just kidding. Like whatever faction you want to like. It doesn't matter, because it's not real. That's like saying, oh, I can't be friends with you because your college plays in a different state than my college does. That is a real interaction I had with someone in real life. Someone 100% was like, can't be friends with you. I'm from Ohio, you're from Michigan, and you went to a school that doesn't even have a football team. But my football team doesn't like one of your state's football teams. Isn't that great? Isn't that great? Though I feel like there's the same thing in the UK though. Oh, you're from this area? Well, my area's football team doesn't like your football team's area. Even though you could never ever watch football. Soccer. Whatever you want to call it. I don't care. Well, Hanzo's Redemption at level 1. We do have a little bit of channel points on the Alliance. All right, thanks for playing the odds, chat. People are stupid. Oh, yeah. Well, I agree with you on that one lately. Sven is going to be able to wolf run away. Gets a chain heal out onto Porky. Darkmok showing. Oh, whose spray is that actually? Is it Darkmok? Uh-oh. Oh, Darkmok's locked between a wall and a Kerrigan and does go down. First blood to the side of the Alliance. I just don't interact with them. Yep, that's how I feel as well. Sweet Caroline, Boston sucks. Wait, there's a place called Sweet Caroline in Boston? Who names their city Sweet Caroline? The world is doomed. You know, my friend used to say this, and as I get older and older, I agree with him more and more. The internet was a mistake. Also, apparently, Hazuab standing in that exact position was a mistake as well. That's another kill over to the Alliance. Good dive burst composition coming out from them. Someone who really liked a girl named Caroline, I guess. Was she sweet? No, I know you're making a joke. Blah, 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 blah. Level 7 will be here for both sides in just but a moment, and we have Rhaegar jumping to the left over here, working on a camp with the help of Dead Inside. Sven doing a fantastic job keeping his allies healthy. Wrong button, wrong button, wrong button, wrong button. Actually, the right button at one point. I don't think I've ever seen Sven on Rhaegar. Or a healer, to be honest. So that's why I want to give kudos, because if this is something they've maybe flexed into for this in-house game, so far it's looking pretty good, but we'll have to see how things unfold. Kerrigan jumps into top lane to help out Dahaka. Sylvanas' Black Arrows were activated, and I like the drag priority on to Sylvanas. That means that she doesn't get autos out, so eventually the tower will start shooting. Also, keep in mind the level 7 for Dahaka went into Feeding Frenzy. Not only does Feeding Frenzy give you cooldown reduction for your auto attacks, but it also increases the drag duration by 0.5 seconds. The base drag duration is 1.75 seconds of lockdown, if you will. So you now have 2.25 seconds of drag time. So that means Sylvanas is definitely not going to be able to lock down that tower, and the tower shot's coming out. Beautifully done. Nice single target priority. And we have a chunky level lead over to the side of the Alliance, who are looking for Darkmok, who has 12 HP. Darkmok's able to hearth out with 12 HP. No poke over the wall with the Sonic Arrow. I am curious. It might have just come off cooldown. Sonic Arrow was off cooldown. Could have maybe gone fishing with that, but Joanna will fall, and that will be the first kill for the Horde. Let's cycle through the numbers here. Let's get an idea what the damage healing experience looks like. We'll jump in for comms for a Garden Terror when one of these two teams gets it. That way I can cast a curse them. Dead Inside is dead on the outside. Tries to trade into a Nubrak. Holpaka gets a spin out alive. You are kidding me right now. Nicely done. The Horde does not lose or does not trade a member.
That seed is ready for gathering. I suggest you do it now.
Sylvanas for the right-hand side. This will be a Garden Terror seed to the members of the Alliance. No, they're going for the invade. They've made an assumption that Sylvanas is on the right, or somebody's on this camp. And they know, too. They saw the leash. They definitely can see that health pool re-leashing on the Siege Giants. Sven gets the channel. Also, global vision around the objective, so you can see they know that it's Kerrigan. They also see Porky floating around. Nubrak's got that anchoring vision. Sven! Wait, where's the arrow? All right. Staggering blow into the wall. Spin from Hogger as well. Nice vertical spin here from Holpaka. It's not an easy wall. It's not an easy wall to get a bounce off of. Well, I mean, it's easy to get one bounce, but not consistently. I don't know why I'm correcting myself, but Junkrat is full trap build. And blow him up is technically a part of the trap build. Bit of value from that. Top lane, Siege Giants are going to be met by a Bruiser camp. Hogger doing his best to clear things out. Dahaka grabbing a minion here and there to speed up the camp clear. Though Anubrak's going to come up here as well. He's going to be spawning some beetles. As long as Anubrak doesn't actually hit Dahaka, he's got great extra siege. But now the fight breaks out. The shockwave will be missed. Wailing Arrow ready from Sylvanas as Ultralisk is going to get hit by a Riptire. Arrow will collide from the mid lane to get in the full 2-second stun. 0.5, 1.25, and 2-second stun. Bless Shield ripped by Porky, looking to chase in, but Anubrak has to burrow away. Top lane fort does go down. The Spell Shield is still available, and the Rhaegar Ancestral. It's a 1-second channel, but that 1 second felt like about 2. Meanwhile, in bottom lane, there's going to be a camp pushing in, and this is kind of good news for us, chat. I know they just got a kill, and you might be rooting for the side of the Alliance, but the Horde getting 2 out of 3 seeds means the next objective will be hotly contested by these two teams, and we'll do our best to find some good comps to jump into. Maybe the team that has better positioning leading into that second objective, or that, I guess you could say it's the 5th objective phase. Yes, 5th objective phase. 6th, no, 5, 4, 5th, damn it! I'm holding it together. Doing my best, sir. No flame by any means. Oh, what a good concussion mine from Darkmok. Porky is gonna get the Ancestor healing. The Cocoon's not in time. The Riptire should confirm the kill, and it will. Now Sven is outside of the Cocoon. Hogger with a shockwave as he gets a beautiful spin through with the Hog Wild. It's a double kill. Nice burrow from Stark. Nicely timed, good read. Not going to be displaced by Junkrat, but a quick double kill over to the side of the Horde means we need to get into those comms. Sorry, I need to get Hazelops, okay.
Please, my KD.
No, he didn't move.
Oh my KD. He doesn't have
into...
okay. Wait, he got trapped.
Yeah, I'm blind.
What is going on?
Oh god! Porky.
It's
coming.
Run. I have to
We're coming.
Let me,
No one says so.
He's just watching.
What?
I play around Brighton.
I think,
No, my bad,
Okay,
my bad.
I'm coming
2 seconds, my bad.
They are alive though.
Maybe we run?
Yeah.
They don't have a threat, right? On, I mean...
Oh shit.
Uh-oh.
The Hakaburu.
How you got arrowed?
We need a new bot.
No, we are good. We just run. I'm deep pushing mid.
We give bots then. I think we give them bot. We give.
I'm leaving.
Almost 16. If they wanna push mid after bot, we fight them.
I have my crystals soon, Tom.
Driving is killable, but...
I think we want mid.
Yeah, I want mid.
Mid team.
I don't see any of them.
Help Hanzo? A noob, maybe?
On the turn.
Trying to break you.
Hazu's low.
I need to alter.
I'll Sven if we can. They're slowed. A noob, maybe? I'm shielding that.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I can keep going.
I don't.
Oh, that's huge.
I have White Wing.
Still on us?
No! Oh my god.
I'm going top again.
Get away and finish mid.
Alright, chat, I might have juked some of you there, but we were listening to red comms at first, and we did jump into the blue comms as they did get a couple kills, they did get this objective phase, and they're gonna find a full team kill! Beautifully done from the side of the Alliance. We actually got to hear a bit of how they're communicating there, and you even heard the red team was a little upset about how Porky was playing, and that's a compliment to Porky, honestly.
Those are enough.
Yeah, we jumped between comms. I did my best to at least showcase it at the top of the screen with our little comm noters. But either way, huge Garden Terror phase for the Alliance. They're building momentum here in map number 8 of the day. 13-9 in our kills, but when it comes to experience, a full level lead for the Alliance as they found a few kills. Auto attack Hanzo, by the way, working out pretty good for their team. Didn't go for armor debuff at level 7 with the sharpened arrowheads, but honestly, never outmatched. Never outmatched with auto attack works really good because its basic attack against heroes lowers the cooldown of scatter by 3 seconds. You don't have the extra scatter creation from simple geometry level 1, which is really good for Giant Slayer, but if you can get more scatters out because of your auto attack being faster and because you have increased range, 3 seconds after killing a minion, this is very synergistic. It's a very interesting build, but it's also very, very good. Also, by the way, Hanzo, when he kills an enemy minion from that level 4, he has an 8.5 range for 3 seconds. He outranges structures by 0.5. He's also got a whole lot of damage to go in onto that onto that Anubarak. Nice follow-up by Porky right there.
There's my precious seeds.
Seeds are coming up, but I don't think the Alliance cares too much for those right now. They want to take down a keep, guarantee level 20s. Riptire is gonna do... yeah, that's a minion wave priority. Minion wave is prioritized from the Riptire. Bottom lane fort is going to be eviscerated. A little bit of poke from that scatter arrow. Oh, Porky doubles back, avoiding the easy throw dynamite of Hogger. It's not like he's stacking Journeyman's Cooking, but still, denying free damage is denying free damage. 20 talent tier. We have Psionic Shift for the Kerrigan, so it's got its own unique... It's not Bolt of the Storm like Sylvanas. It's got its own uniqueness for Kerrigan. Radiating Faith for Joanna. Farseer's Blessing for the Rhaegar. Bullseye, Hanzo, and last but not least, Contagion on the Haka. Be able to spread... a little bit of splash spread for the isolation. We actually, on Thursday, there's a clip of it. We were in the comms for it, but also it was clipped. And maybe if someone reminds me, I can show you after this game. Sven gets a, like... he says 10-man ISO, but you know what that means. You know, he gets this insane ISO on Thursday. If you remind me after this game, I can show you the clip, because he did post it in Discord, so I can find it easily. Stark with another channel. Dahaka's gonna get a second of 3 seeds for the side of the Alliance. 7 stacks, by the way, on his not tissue generation, that's the other thing that we've been talking about. On his enhanced agility, so he's, he's 4% faster? Yes, he's 134% movement speed for 5 seconds after tapping a bush, so he's just a bit faster than Mount. Nice shield glare from Porky. Not doing what I did earlier as Tyrande, walking into a bush with my face. Granted, I totally needed mana, and that's the reason why. Totally needed mana. I didn't face check a bush as a Tyrande during an ARAM because I couldn't see where the butcher was. No, I would never do that. 2 out of 3. Let's jump back into the Horde comms. I know we're doing a lot of comms this game, but I really want to hear how they're talking about this right now.
Hard target to kill. No.
It's hard for me to run there. Let's come to us, Dagmar. We need your
I
traps.
give you vision. We'll play around here. At the Haka, maybe?
I will clear the way. I will put a trap behind as well.
Maybe they give us... yeah. Or maybe they flanking us.
I have a trap behind.
Yeah,
they're flanking.
Play around the objective and traps here.
Okay, so we walk in. Alright.
Yeah.
I have all sides covered.
No, okay.
I'm...
Excellent. They just walked right.
5?
I think we have to run.
Yeah.
I got eyes out.
I think just defend at base and maybe there's a chance.
You can try. Mid first.
Alright, well, I've managed to ruin the day for Hazwa. Sorry about that, bud. It's like when the Red Wings were losing a playoff game. We all half of us went outside for a cigarette, And when we came back, we were all sitting in different spots. It's like, oh, they're losing because we're not sitting in the same seats. No, it's yeah. Garden Terror is going to move through bottom lane. We do have that on core already. A Nubrak will be tongue dragged by Dahaka. Not going to be taken out, though. Brightwing's got some good heals coming through. Less shield from Porky. That's a Riptire out from Junkrat. If he hits 3, he gets a reset. He's looking for 3 enemy heroes. Not going to find it. Only getting 1 cooldown. Only 1 25-second cooldown. Kerrigan with a big combo onto Hopaka. The core is held for the current time at 89%. Shielding is starting to regrow on this. Garden Terror in top lane. Approaching keep. Big burrow charge in from Anubrak, but he doesn't continue. He went Trader King at level 20. I was showing that when we were in comms, so he doesn't have rewind. No rewind for Anubrak. He is going to get another burrow charge in right here. Hogger has fallen. Kerrigan with a jump in as well. Beautifully done. Hanzo gets the kill. Kerrigan gets the... I don't know how she got the kill into Brightwing right there. Almost gets the jump onto Hazuabs, but this does look like it is going to be a map number 8 over to the side of the Alliance. Will our next map be the decider of the day? We're gonna find... Wait, hold on. It's not over yet. We gotta get that KDA up for Porky.
Team kill.
Porky's gotta get his KDA up, but it's mostly Dead Inside who'll be the one. And that is an early leave from Anubrak. At least walk into the bush with your legs. Well, that's how I initiated the momentum in that direction. Well then. Alliance gets paid out. Alliance viewers get paid out. ISO clip? Yep. Let me show talents. While we wait for our next lobby, my one thread of sanity. This is what we're doing till the next lobby. I hope you understand that. And we're just waiting for our different lobby to end, and then we can get into the next game. I have kindly requested that they play at least one more game. Some players have dropped out, but 2, 4, 6, 8, 10... Yeah, we got enough for one more lobby at least. We actually might have enough for 2 more lobbies at the same time, but still. We need to know who is better, the Alliance or the Horde? Final map of the day, ladies and gentlemen. Final map of the day. Welcome back into the Ravencourt EU in-houses. My name is Bahamut. On the left-hand side, we have the Alliance. On the right is the Horde. This is a best of 9. Now, I'm calling it a best of 9 because this is the final map of the day, and, I mean, if it's a best of 9, the winning team would have 5 map wins, right? So, we'll call it a best of 9, and the winning team will be able to take home bragging rights if they're even paying attention. You can see the players on which side that they're on. We've got the Alliance on the left, the Horde on the right, and Battlefield up in front of us. Genji to be banned away, Sylvanas out of here as well. Excuse me. Nubarak banned out with Sylvanas, okay. I'm not opposed to those. Genji's already banned. Now, is this a Hogger ban? Hogger ban on Brightwing. On Battlefield has been a priority lately. Brightwing is just, I mean, she's just a good healer through and through. No, they're going to get rid of the Blaze. Blaze banned away. I'm not opposed to this whatsoever. So Genji Blaze out of this game. Thank God we don't have to see those characters. I don't hate Genji Blaze. It's just we see so much of it here that it's like, who gets it first? But I will say this, with a leaving first pick, this is probably a Hogger. I would like to see a Hogger Brightwing for the Alliance, and it's not because of, like, oh, well, I've casted a bunch of games and these are popular heroes. The Hogger's really good for the camps to be able to grab those. He's also very good on the objective phasing. Brightwing's fantastic as a healer with phase shift. She can proxy, or she can go and split soak during the start of a objective phase, get cooldown reduction on the hyper shift with a level 1, and then jump to an ally and start and engage in the fight. So overall, I like those two heroes to be drafted, but we're going to see a Muradin Hanzo. Muradin actually has really good race potential. You can go Sledgehammer at level 4. Hanzo, through and through, is just a good race hero on a map like this. We'll see a Brightwing as well as the Diablo. This is not the best map for Medivh. I've heard people say this is arguably the worst map for Medivh, but realistically, I mean, every map technically is a good map for Medivh, just like how every map is a good map for Cho'Gall. It's gonna be a Chen ban, okay. The reason I'm bringing up Medivh is because Leyline Seal Apocalypse is a thing. Li Ming has good burst ability. Critterize from Brightwing at level 16 is a good way to amplify the burst. We did see a Hush Brightwing earlier, but that's more on a map like, I think that was Garden of Terror, so you have more delay around objective phasings for people channeling for the Dream Shot, plus this, the slow at level 7 that they took, as well as that Hush as I mentioned. So this will probably be more of that Critterize standard build for the Brightwing. Probably with Peekaboo as well, because Peekaboo, not only does Peekaboo give vision, but it also gives a bit of shielding to the target as well. So it's a nice way to kind of just bolster HP. We did get a Chen Hogger ban during the last ban phase. It's Yrel Lucio for the left-hand side. And this is Sonya Tracer to wrap up the draft for the Horde. Honestly, the Horde has a stellar draft. They've got CC baseline, they've got burst ability, they've got sustain chase. I really think the Horde ran away with this draft. Granted, the Alliance have really fantastic heroes as well. Hanzo Greymane, great dive and burst potential. Lucio amplifies the chase potential. Yrel, Muradin get in there as well. Overall, both teams really got everything they wanted for the final draft of the game. Let's go ahead and start a prediction. Ladies and gentlemen, we are in the final game of the day. I would like big gambles. I would like to see some big gambles here. And I'm going to be generous. I'm going to go ahead and extend this. We're going to have a 5-minute gamble. You have 5 minutes to get your gamble in. That means you can actually watch the first minute of the game and be like, yes, this is the team that I want to vote for. So, Vita, good to see you, bud. On the left-hand side, we have the Alliance. Put your channel points where your beliefs are. If you are new to the stream and you're like, oh, but Bahamut, I have no channel points. Well, you can follow the stream. That'll get you a chunk of channel points for free. Dead Inside will be playing Greymane. Darkmock on the Yrel. We've got Dar playing Lucio, Mr. Tycho on this Hanzo, and Alilian on the Muradin.
10 seconds.
To the right of the map, we're looking at the Horde. Near on the Sonya, Wit to play Diablo, Brightwing played by Sven. We got Sven on another healer. I like it. Ultralisk on the Li Ming, and last but not least, 0-2 to play that Tracer. As I said, you've got a while to go on your gambles. I can already see there's 17,500 on the Horde and 0 on the Alliance. Do we really have 0 people in this stream that like the Alliance? If so, that's kind of good. We've managed to kind of curb our audience to the proper faction of Warcraft. Did no one redeem first? I've had a bad day today, Vito. I've had a bad day today. The internet and the power have not been friendly to me. I've had a very bad... today broke me. And I'm doing my best to hold it together. Third win for Muradin at level 1. 10 on the Alliance! Are you kidding me, chat? Cowards with your channel points. Cowards with your channel points. Except for Stark. Stark always loses all of his channel points every stream. He's not a coward. Sonya Greymane to be traded in top lane. Darkmox should make it out of this before going down. Meanwhile, in bottom, it's Li Ming to fall here. 2 for 1 favoring the side of the Alliance. Uncowardly stick, they call me. There's a joke somewhere in there.
No.
There's a joke somewhere in that. We love you, Bahamut. Thank you. Alright, well, Slam build for Sonya. We have Soul Shield for Diablo. The Hypershift level 1, of course. Back in my day, Hypershift gave 10% healing. Actually, was it ever 10%? I know it was 8%. I think it was 10%, and then they nerfed it to 8, and then they nerfed it down to 6. I think. I'm like 60% sure on that. Hey, thank you all for the gambles. I appreciate it. The prediction, by the way, is still open and available. The prediction is still up and available. If you're like, wait a minute, there's a gamble going on? Yes, there is. And if you're like, Bahamut, stop talking about the gamble. Shh. Let me have nice things. You're like 95% sure? Well, with my 65 and you're 95, we're at like 98%. That caster math makes sense to me. Both Immortals will be spawning here in the north-south positioning. This is the standard start for the Immortal phasing of this game, or of this map. Diablo went Sacrificial Soul at level 4. Gonna be looking for those Shadow Charge collisions. He'll get 10 souls for each stun against a wall. The other thing, too, is that he'll get 20 armor, physical and spell. Is it for 4 seconds? For 3 seconds. When he's at full souls, he gets 40 armor. Kind of big. Kind of big. Clearly, we're at 160% sure. Oh, shoot. Oh, shoot, dang. That's the math. Nice overpower into the Ultralisk Arcane Orb. Really, really well done, actually. I don't know if that was purposefully done, or if Ultralisk just had the read on Wit. Either way, Wit finds a really good angle. Hanzo forced to use the natural agility to back away. Got a bit of a race on both sides. Tracer trying to whittle this down. Sonya slamming. She's jamming. That's Ultralisk also helping out. Brightwing will go down, but do they get the first Immortal? 760 health remain, and the first Immortal will go over to the side of the Horde. But of course, the Alliance will steal away a couple regeneration globes because the Alliance are they're just filthy, cheating humans. I guess that's not true, because, like, Greymane's a Worgen, so my lore's off. And they also have dwarves, too, so there's that. That sounds like a Scott Steiner promo. Kurt Angle knows! Anyways, we're off the deep end. We're off the deep end. Sonya, wait, what? Poison Spear! Sorry. I was like, he was here, she was here. I'm sorry, does Sonya have, like, Ignite? Did we get the things that they have in League of Legends? No, it's Poison Spear. It was damage over time. I didn't even see that she took that level 7. Nicely done. Yrel is going to be displaced by Diablo. I don't know if they're going to get a kill onto her since the Righteous Hammer is going to displace the enemy team. Big phase shift onto Nero here, and yes, Yrel will go down. Holy heck, I thought that was a dead Sonya for sure. Beautifully done from Sven. Actually, you know, I see a lot of Sven's solo lane. I don't get to see a lot of his healing. I am beyond impressed with his healing. Sonya finished her Vecchies. Uh-oh. Sonya might be dead in top lane. She doesn't have life funnel. And Greymane's got sustain. Oh! Cool guys to look at explosions. Ghanaian Cocktail through the minion wave will be able to take down Sonya. And Brightwing phase shifts down into bottom. So it's going to be... Are we seeing fort trades here? Tracer will rotate towards top. Impalers are locked onto the tower for the time being. Actually, one Impaler is. Diablo Fire Stomp, overpower onto Darkmok, who's going to get polymorphed. Darkmok is a crab. Those 10 Talonteers are about to come through. Let's go ahead and cycle through the other numbers. I'm actually going to jump into some comms here soon. And it seems like our red team's had some good momentum. So let's go ahead and jump into the Horde comms. Oh, I bopped my mouse. Give me a second. All right, Wit is the channel. All right, there we go.
Merlin shows up, we can blow him up.
I'm just tapping.
Alright, I'll tap as well.
We need to tap Diablo.
I might need C.
This is it. I'm getting 10.
Oh. I can keep these at least.
Still, yeah.
Yeah, I can tap and we can look for an APOC combo. We can one-shot anything. Are we gonna go from bottom side? Yeah, I can go on the Grimmy with you, maybe.
Need to go together.
I missed my bomb.
You can look for Flip. Yeah.
I'll jump out of those comms at this point because I do believe I got a little curse going on that team right there. As it will be Brightwing to fall, Tracer right after, and Sonya triple kill over to the side of the Alliance. I guess I should jump into comms of the team I don't want to be winning the engagements, maybe. Hey, welcome back, Ninja. Thanks for hanging out. Hope you had a good lunch, bud. Or maybe dinner? No. Probably brunch, realistically. Man, that pizza looked good. Yrel will go down. Now that I leave the red team comms, they're going to find a kill of their own. They'll find a second kill into Hanzo as well. Diablo does goes down. Souls expended. As he respawns. By the way, Sonya did have the job of clearing the Immortal in top lane. That is a very well shielded Immortal. Burden, how are you not dead right now? Zero considers jumping in. Phase shift from Brightwing bolsters that health. Dead inside is dead on the outside once again. Greymane has fallen. Shadow charge into the wall. That gets a couple souls for... Actually, that gets 20 souls for Diablo. 10 from the kill, and he gets 10 from the sacrificial soul. Nicely done. Ultralisk has no mana, needs help on this, otherwise he will die. Sonya clears out the Immortal in top lane. 13 talents here, just about here for both teams. Didn't really talk about the heroics because we do have a Haymaker Muradin once again. It's a second Haymaker Muradin we've seen today. Gonna go for a flank onto Sonya Tracer. Tracer recalls. She drops the Pulse Bomb onto Greymane. That's Sticky Bomb level 10. We know that because the bigger AoE as well as the slow applied. Good Dragon's Arrow gets a big AoE stun, allows the chase to continue. And Sustained Chase yields a triple kill as Greymane razor swipes through the health bar of this Sonya. Lucio does steal a kill away. Muradin doesn't go down. I thought Li Ming would have the reset, but someone is going to get the auto attack. Meanwhile, in bottom lane, Catapult dealing 320 damage into structures. Yrel comes to clear that out, but this is an invade onto the camp that is not too greedy. Nice Stormbolt to meet the shadow charge of Diablo. Haymaker pushes him back by the well. Phase shift from Brightwing, Curse Bullet from Greymane. Wit taking a ton of damage. And maybe we just cast a curse the side of the Alliance. Let's hear from the Alliance comms because we have not gotten to hear those yet this game.
Careful, King. King. Get this stuff cut.
Oh.
We good on point.
Flank. Holding flank.
They need death top.
Pushing him only.
Game. Perfect. Okay.
Jumping in.
I think we can go.
Yeah.
I have bot flank for Diablo. Diablo's here.
Yeah. I think we need to chill a bit. Just push bot wave.
Care now. Remy is showing.
Look on rotation. I'm here.
They're going in.
Okay, need to be.
Maybe we can try something. Can you give vision?
Right.
Jumping in. Camp is getting bot forward. Slowly.
Yeah.
Play slow.
I'm fine.
I'm pushing 3 away.
Try to leave. Give them.
Tracer?
Fine.
Oh, no. Okay.
Okay, we're fine. Just be as Lucio now. Try to race now. Fine.
Race?
Yeah, race. We can go. Not enough time. Oh, fine.
Well, a little insight into the Alliance comms right there. Got to hear a bit from them. This is going to be Alarian favored over to the Horde. I want to quickly just check some stats. 1,492 damage into structures as... sorry, I'm just making sure I'm not in a Discord channel talking. Would have been super awkward. I am muted. I've muted myself in Discord, but just in case, that's all. That'd be very rude of me. Could you imagine just the players are like, what the fuck you talking about, Bahamut? I don't care about this immortal stats. Ultralisk poking here and there with some arcane orbs. Zero and the rest of the friends are pushing into this lane. 16 talents here, almost here. Diablo's got full soulstone. Here comes a leap from Sonya. Diablo backs off with a fire stomp. Doesn't have any soul to flame. By the way, did go into the level 13 devastating charge, and he picks up his 3rd stack, and that pushes in for 16 talent tier. Li Ming getting reset after reset. The Horde might be just collapsing here, finding a quadra kill into the Alliance. But can they end? Wit's tanking too many tower shots. Oh my god. Is that blink heal from Brightwing just enough? Hold on. Yes, it was. If Brightwing didn't blink heal there, I do believe Wit would have died to the last tower shot. Dark Mach, the lone survivor. The Immortal has expired, but the core is rapidly being reduced down to 0. And ladies and gentlemen, the better faction wins the game. The Horde takes the last game of the day. GG, well played. Alrighty, which team wins? Battlefield of Eternity. It was the Horde. Give me my money. Oh, I should pay out the Alliance? Frankly, this Haymaker doesn't get any real value. Oh, Sven, I complimented your healing in the last game. I'll compliment your healing once again. And I'll do it for a 3rd time by saying, Sven, very nice. Can we get some nices in chat for Sven's healing? And if you're on YouTube, can we get some nices? 69,000 healing for Brightwing. Very nicely done, Sven. Oh, would you look at the game time, too? Would you look at that game time? Would you look at that game time? Sven, nice. Hat Hammond. Well, I don't have any hats around me, so I think this will work. This will work for a hat. Alright.